setting I need to fix in Streamlabs. Yep. I super duper forgot that was a thing that I had to do. Oh, for fuck's sake. If you keep blubbering, that's good, because then the people will know if you're audible. Well, they can't currently hear you. That's the problem. It's hang on. Okay.
I've got Bob's text.
They should be able to hear you now.
Hello.
Can you hear us now? There we go.
Hello.
Luckily, Trolls
Excellent.
was early.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you were able to tell us these things.
Thank you for being along for the ride. As I was saying before, I was censored by technology. It is us once more, the crew of the Gloved Molotov, playing some sides of that number. I've got my notes, I've got my books, I've got all my nonsense, and we are here to go on a space adventure. Is everybody ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Excellent.
Not at all.
Indeed.
As long as I
So-
don't die again, I don't care.
When last we saw our heroes being an operative word, they had departed from the planet QP after causing quite a kerfuffle on board a space station. After it blew up and took up and took a lot of spike drive cores with it, Dr. Charles fell into a coma that somehow gave him pieces of information from across space-time. Some were profoundly enlightening. Some, however, did present him with more questions than answers, and as he feared for his continued well-being, elected to leave the coma prior to potentially sustaining more serious damage. While Dr. Charles was happily plodding along in his dream state, the rest of the crew were hard at work themselves, preparing for the new job. Darius was finally able to get his new Girthar Panther hybrid robot off the ground called Primal, and while it is still a prototype and it has some bugs, it seems promising, and has accepted him as alpha and the rest of the crew as equals. At the same time, Loki began a foray into tinkering and spent some time disassembling and reassembling a lot of his guns, trying to understand how they work and how they could be made better. Additionally, what else happened last week? Pym helped Tazi investigate long-ranged laser bolts. Dimitri got drunk and taught Molly how to play chess. And Catalina got really, really sad some more because she got a missive from her father about the state of Harbona at the moment. And it wasn't very nice. But now, after roughly 2 weeks of traveling through drive space, the party have arrived at Hex 208, the Forbin system. And they are now making their way towards the 5th planet of Forbin, Forbin V, which is flagged as their destination. However, the entire system is basically shrouded in a nebula, and flying in comms at too great of a distance will be gargled and interfered with, and sensors aren't going to be too great either, which means that whoever is piloting the vessel is going to have to rely upon mostly visuals, which is difficult because you're flying into clouds. So this is going to be really, really fun for pilots to just go. So the ship is on the edge of the system. What do you do, crew?
Oh, really? After my outer body experience,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna like go around the ship and sort of ask everyone, "What the fuck are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we? What's going on?"
Yeah, good point. Because you are kind of oblivious to the deal that was made, the conditions, all the stuff, the
Yep.
job at large.
You have been in a coma for 50 years. The current crew of the Gloved Molotov are all clones made by me.
Oh, Rory! Rory!
Him, I can still read the date. I'm not an
Yes,
idiot.
I did the thing. Just a reminder from last
I
week.
recall.
Yeah,
I
cool.
recall.
Damn.
So, what are we meant to be doing in this system? Why are we here?
Where is everyone currently?
Let's
I would be in the kitchen.
let's slide it on over to the map.
What?
I would be down in the workshop.
I'm gonna be silent for a bit because I'm trying to
Supercomputer.
workshop as well, though.
I feel like Catalina's probably working out.
So everyone's downstairs. So I will go look for everyone downstairs.
Looks like it, yeah. Downstairs we go.
Catalina will be here somewhere.
Yep. Payment in the computer. Lucia is probably also down here. You've got Darius in the workshop with his Panther bot. Tazi is going to be tinkering. You were also tinkering, Lockie. Dimitri upstairs. Dr. Charles walking downstairs.
Actually, I realized he would be starting to make the cloak.
Okay. Where would that be?
Probably
done?
down in the workshop still, though.
Okay, so you just have these big, not great smelling pieces of fur in front of you going, how do I do this?
Yep.
Yes, yeah. Dr. Charles, you walk downstairs and it seems the workshop is a buzz with activity. And
Like,
you can hear the sound of grunting and general exercise coming from beyond in the main cargo bay.
okay. I finally found you all. Quick question. Where are we and why are we here?
I'm not the best person to answer that.
I'm going to presume
Um,
Catalina and Lucia are wrestling at the moment, so probably not paying attention to you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in a different room at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so-
it's not like...
It's just Tazi, Lockie, and Darius. So if Lockie's just like, Tazi would turn around in her chair and say, "We are in Hex 208 and are going to get some ship bits."
Much better
Ship.
than Lockie's
I
response. He
thought
would have
we
just
were-
been, we're in space.
Didn't we have a job to do?
Yes, I don't recall what happened with that. I think somebody else is doing it for us. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, something along those lines.
We handed off our busy work so that we can equip for Yakuta.
To get a ship.
Yeah, we need a bigger one than this.
Means we could probably return this to Alonso.
I guess so. Depends what's in the contract. Actually, do you have the contract on you?
I would have a copy on my compad.
Seems like the kind of thing you would have, yes.
Do you mind sending it to me? I'm pretty sure I deleted it to clear out space.
I'm just not going to dignify that with an answer, and I just swipe across another copy.
Okay.
Techno-jabble, techno-jabble. Shit, this is like the worst written code I've ever seen.
The there would be one chunk of information that would attract your attention. The contract has a kind of a mandatory 12-month period in the beginning where it's kind of like, work for me for a year, see how you go. So
Has it been 12 months?
it's currently mid-August, so no.
So it's been like 6 months or something.
No, it's been
Right.
about 8 months.
That's okay.
8
Gives
months?
us some months to.
Is there a penalty fee for reneging?
I'd say there probably would be, but it's indicated as being on a case basis to be negotiated with your employer.
Well, I mean, we can always. It doesn't look like the contract's going anytime soon, but we can get a better ship, send Alonso this one back, and send him money in the meantime just for the lot to pay off the rest of that loan.
I didn't think we. Like, he gave us a ship on loan, not any money.
Yeah, and it's been through quite a few scuffles, and we've done damage
and we
to it.
fixed it.
I don't know if that's how contract law works, but then again, I've got no frickin' idea. I'm not a contract person.
It's wear and tear of the job. It's not like traveling through space is a safe and easy thing to do. He would have known that there are risks to lending out a ship of this size.
Sure, absolutely. But the point is that we wrote a contract saying that we'd work for him for 12 months. It doesn't matter if we didn't use the loan of the ship for the whole period.
Catalina, can you make me an athletics roll with strength, please?
I can. Athletics with strength.
Yep. Oof.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I got a 3 on the dice, so a 5 for.
I'm pretty sure you just
see.
pinned.
Yeah, so at that moment, in a kind of conversational lull, you hear the sound of a heavy person impacting on, like, I mean, would you even have, like, a padded mat down, or is it just wrestling on the floor?
Dunno. Would we have acquired a padded mat at some point?
You slam her onto the floor, and she doesn't sound too pleased with the impact. But yes, you basically finish your, like, spar/wrestle with you just dropping her on her ass, and kind of her rolling over and going, "Oh, you're getting good."
Sorry, sorry, reflexes. I didn't think that would go as well as it did. Here, let me help you up. And she helps her up.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Are you okay?
I seen worse. Don't mind me. I get ice. You. Oh, Charles awake. You talk to Charles. He seemed madder than usual. And she just.
What? He
walks
awake?
past
Where
you.
is he?
And she just walks towards the workshop and says, "Doc," and then goes upstairs.
I'll join in the room with everyone else. Doctor, it is good to see you awake again.
As much as my brain's still not quite there yet, but yes. I'm getting half of the story about why we're out here. Can you enlighten me to the rest of it, as to our previous contracts and everything like that?
Previous contract has been, well, I guess in a way, subcontracted to Anton in exchange for us completing this task. We are... Where are we? What is name of place again? I forget.
Forbin.
Forbin, this one. is place for s- how to say this without making you think this was bad decision. Um,
Not
Well,
saying that.
start off with not saying that, I would imagine.
right.
Uh,
Look,
at that moment, as you are flying through space, the entire ship kind of just like shudders slightly, and you can see, like, no, not here, but you can probably see the light of a bolt of lightning flashing, having the light enter a window and then making it partially through to the workshop. So you feel a shudder and see like a like strobe flash of light for an instant.
so is dangerous place. Many ship have come here and fail, but we have sort of taken precaution. Maybe, sort of. I don't know. I don't really feel electricity anymore, so it doesn't seem like a big problem to me. But anyway, we are here to acquire scrap and material for Anton and for our new ship.
Right, so.
Oh, duh,
You
I
want to-
forget to mention too, we are also going to invade the Yakutan armies on Habona.
I see.
This is what happens when you go in coma.
I didn't have much of a choice.
Well, you
It
also
was
have...
not voluntary.
Okay, but it also means you don't have much say in what happens. So, sorry if you don't like, but is where we are now. So, make best of situation, eh? You know, duh?
Sure.
Look, just be glad you sleep until today, because I was very angry up until about 2 days ago. Don't ask. I will punch you. Ask someone else.
I will just leave that. Well, I guess we're going to try and build a ship.
Duh. Also,
Pretty
we need to
much.
acquire
How-
very good vodka. Is very necessary. Once we on Habona. This for later.
Right. Do I sort of posted down, like, worked out a rough estimate and where one of my visions lay, right?
Yes,
The one on
thymoids.
thymoids, and there was one on a Russian planet.
No, that was thymoids. The other one, you're pretty sure, like the giant lava worm, you're pretty sure was on Ojaria.
Okay.
The rest, you have no idea.
Yes. It's all very confusing. And it's like, okay. How long will we be here for? Do we know an estimate?
However long it takes for us to acquire the goods. We're in an uncharted part of the sector, so we're very lucky we didn't encounter any complications. Dimitri's getting really good at his flying. Not that he wasn't already good, but you know.
Yes, well, I'll leave that to him. Well, unless I'm needed, I'm going to go continue my research.
Duh. Oh, also, if you're all caught up, I will follow you and I will fill you in on. No, wait. I suppose everybody can hear this, and I'll relay the information that I got from the orb.
Ah, the fact that it talks to you and is a cool guy.
Yeah.
Pretty cool guy, doesn't afraid of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, I was wondering, Loki, how did they make the domes in your planet?
Perfectly honest, I'm not too sure. They've been around since longer than I have.
This is fair. Maybe I'll ask Pim. I think Pim had some information about being able to live in biosphere, maybe? No. I don't remember. I will ask him later, but he seems to be very busy. He has not interrupted anyone with anything very much in the last few weeks.
Yeah, that's concerning.
He's very much up to something.
Meanwhile, Pim, you are busy concentrating on something awfully important, and the ship is pinged with a proximity alert.
Got it. I'm going to relay that information to Dimitri and then do a forward scan and have a look.
Okay. Dimitri does stuff in terms of scanning. Make me a push-tech roll with intelligence. This is a higher DC by virtue of the not friendly environment.
Double fives, so 13.
God damn, okay. You ping out into space, and the image you get back is a very, like, rough and dirty metal cylinder just kind of drifting in space. Pinging it, it looks like it itself is set up to check for proximity, but it's not built quite as well as you are. So you aren't sure whether or not you and it both triggered each other's like pings at the same time. So you don't know if it's seen you, but if it has, it may be sending a message to somebody else.
Hitting space brake in that I'm halting the movement of the ship.
Okay, you reverse thrust, and the ship comes to a pretty unceremonious halt that the rest of the crew can probably feel.
Oh, what's going on now?
Apologies, crew. There appears to be an unidentified object. It is much like a proximity. Well, I'm unsure. My first thought is it might be a mine or some sort of transmission device. I suggest we investigate.
Good call.
This job's getting off to a great start. Yeah, I say as I walk
It
back
started with you
upstairs
in
to
a coma.
Indeed, people are people going to proceed up to the bridge?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will probably head to weapons just in case.
Cool.
Catalina will pick up her gun on the way through the workshop.
Cool. We've got Catalina, Dimitri at the helm.
Oh, and this is the first time you would have seen it. Dr. Charles would have seen Catalina, and she's wearing a different leather jacket than she always does.
I guess I'll go to the comms room.
Okay. Tazi actually will stay with the engines in the back, as she's wont to do. So
While we're walking upstairs, I'd probably mention to Catalina to be like, new coat?
Something like this. Is not the time to explain.
Okay.
But, I didn't want anything to happen to my other one, so I got a new one.
Makes sense.
Okay. You all proceed up onto the bridge of the Gloved Molotov, and you can see on one of the monitors kind of like a grainy, zoomed-in shot of this device. If anything, it looks kind of like an oil drum with a variety of machinery and tweaks and modifications made to its exterior and probably interior as well.
Want me to see if I can contact it, guys? I don't like the likelihood in this environment, but I can give it a go.
Might as
Agreed.
well.
All right,
we-
I'll open up all channels and just say, "Ahoy, Gloved Molotov checking in. You in that rust bucket?"
You send a message. It pings out, and as you do, various lights on the exterior of this big tub begin to flash, maybe like, and after I'd say about 20 seconds, you get a reply. It's just it's entirely audio based, and just from this person's voice, they sound pretty old. It's a male voice who says, "What is it? Who are you? What do you want?"
Good morning. I'm Daria Shivani with the crew of the Gloved Molotov, and I just like flick it up so that the whole conversation is heard throughout our whole ship.
Cool.
I'm here from Certus Partnership, or at least they sent us here to find you, I presume. We were going to help you salvage some shit, I guess.
You work for Certus?
Well,
Damn you!
we don't work for Certus. They just advised us that here's not a bad area, and we might be able to get some help from you.
Help from me?
Why not?
I'm busy. Go away.
What you doing?
That's none of your damn business what I'm doing.
I mean, we can do this a couple of ways, but the way we're sort of here in the business for looking for a new ship, and I just wanted to know if we're getting in your way, if we can avoid you, if we can help you. Just establishing that we're here.
Roll a persuasion roll with charisma to see how well you're able to win him over with your pitch.
I might re-roll this, so don't go straight away. It's a 7. Let's give that a re-roll.
All right then.
9.
He says to you, whoever comes, "What kind of help?"
Well, I don't know, old timer. See, the thing is that we're here and we're in the business of getting our own ship assembled. But I'm just wanting to make clear that we're not here to cause trouble for you.
And you say Certus told you I was here.
Yeah, they're aware. They don't seem particularly hostile to you either. But yeah, look, we're just here to get our own ship parts.
This is my claim. I've been here for many weeks now.
Yeah?
If you want to take my stuff, no deal. If you want to help, maybe we can talk.
Yeah? Talk to me. We're after something maybe in the I flick open comms channel to the ship. Just checking with the ship at the moment. What is the specifics we're after?
Pim is probably the one who would know the answer to that.
Ask Pim.
Gee.
I don't know.
Don't ask me. I just woke up.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Pim's response.
You may have
Okay.
to knock on his door.
He's just being awkwardly quiet.
All right, I guess our technician's not helping. That said, we were looking for something maybe in the cruiser size and that sort of shit. Where, the thing is, I'm pretty sure you don't have the crew on board required to staff a cruiser either. So,
Been talking to.
well, I know you've got a lot of robotics on board, but to run 50 stations?
More than enough.
That's actually pretty impressive. I'd love to come have a look at your stuff. I've got a personal interest in drones myself.
You are very strange.
A little bit, yeah. People tell me that. But anyway, if you're doing your own thing, I'm happy to leave you alone and do our own thing too. If you need a hand with something, though, I mean, this place is dangerous. I figure we look out for each other. We all get the shit we want. We all get out alive.
How big your ship?
Well, currently we've got a frigate size.
Have you got a tractor beam?
No.
Hmm. Still. How is your crew? You competent?
More than. We're some of the best.
Oh, and arrogance too lovely.
It comes with the territory, you know? I'm sure you've been around, old timer. You're proud in what you do too, right?
Yes. I assume you have coordinates.
Not for what we need exactly, but we've got a rough idea of the location.
Okay. You come to me. We talk more in person.
Sounds good. I'll make up a couple of coffees.
Okay. He hangs up.
You guys okay with that?
Don't bother me none.
I figure we don't need to create enemies in the middle of a fucking debris field.
I will be
Probably wise.
perfectly
You're
honest.
so good at it.
I'm a little bit out of the loop. I have been very distracted of the last few weeks.
He's right though. We don't have a tractor beam and he does. Without the equipment he's got, we're going to have trouble.
That's fine. I have no problem with making friends.
Alright. Well, Dimitri, do you want to set us a course? Pim, by the way, you're pretty quiet. Are you just doing shit?
Where is Pim? He's been very. Can you do like knock knock?
Pim is actively not listening. He's in the computer room focusing.
Yeah, but... Oh, okay.
I mean, technically, so is Darius.
I'm in the same room.
Oh, okay. Well, then you would have to tap on the console.
Whoop whoop, wave a hand in front of you and then just like punch your rig on the shoulder. You there? Alright, I'm gonna just jump into the console and quickly send a ping through it, just saying, hello.
Yes, I am here.
Good morning, Pim. So, there's this weird space guy that he's got a tractor beam. We don't. Let's make friends and just get the shit we need. But I don't know what the shit we need is. Do you have like a schematic list or something?
I do have a list of comprehensive blueprints, if that is what you're after.
That'll do it. Alright. Well, let's go talk to this guy. I have a feeling he might be pretty impressed with you being an AI. So, you'll call on how you want to play it. If you want to play it as a case of, yes, I'm an AI, be impressed, we're going to do some cool shit and help you out for a bit, that's your choice. But, I don't know. He seems a little bit weird and out on his own some. People get crazy out here.
The reception of humans thus far to my being an AI hasn't been very good.
Sure,
Perhaps you should ask the rest of the crew.
that's the thing. Every human's different, Pim. We're all, look at our crew. We're all a bit weird. Anyway.
Indeed.
Alright, I'll give you another ping in a tick when we're going on board his ship. Because we're gonna go say hello and at least try and make friends for the moment.
Very well. I will send you the comprehensive list.
Appreciate it, buddy. I just get up, move into the main room and just say, hey, so this guy looks like a bit of a technophile, so I'm wondering if we should try and impress him with Pim's presence, whip out the robo-dog and just show him we've got a bit of our own edge. Maybe talk to him on his terms.
When it comes to technology, it's out of my hands. Your call on that one.
Yeah, alright. I've told Pim that he can do what he wants, but whether to reveal himself or run fucking screaming because of another crazy man, we'll just have to see.
The question is that I have is, does his ship have any weapons?
I mean, he's equipped it with at least 50 droids of some sort. I assume there'd be weapons on board, yes. That's why I'm saying let's stay friends in the middle of a fucking minefield.
Yes, but revealing our complete hand might also encourage him to think that he can take what he wants.
That's true, but we haven't revealed our complete hand.
I'm not doing the deals. It's up to you people.
Alright. I guess I'll walk in there and talk my fucking face off then.
Okay.
Let's be a bit testy around Yakuta until we consider what his thoughts are about it. He didn't seem particularly responsive to the idea of the Certus partnership.
We should ask him what his previous relations with them is.
Yeah, maybe.
I will,
Either way,
Oh.
for the moment, let's stay independent.
well,
As
kind of are.
as you're talking, Dmitri is cautiously moving the ship forwards further into the nebula. I'm going to make some rolls on his behalf, just because I would like to know what happens. Brother Dmitri, show me your stats on how to pilot a ship. Vehicle space, that's pretty good. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Okay. Cool. So over the course of the next day or two, it's a pretty harrowing and daunting journey. Anybody who dares to spend any time around windows sees just swirling clouds of blue, purple, pink, every so often pierced by bolts of lightning just blasting through the clouds as you go. But Dmitri is able to stay resolute at the controls and manages to avoid a lot of debris that wouldn't be immediately obvious on your scanners. So your journey traveling in is safe. Are there any pieces of preparation the party would like to undergo during these 2 days?
Working on my cloak.
I would like
Yes,
to know
indeed.
who the first person in the kitchen is.
That's a good point. Darius, would you go to the kitchen after being all like, I've been a good boy and had a nice friendly chat?
Or would it be Dr. Charles because he's probably hungry?
I probably head there fairly. Like, I wouldn't even
Yeah,
wait
I'd
for
be
the
there.
conversation between Darius and that to finish. I'd be like, you're dealing with the deals. I'm going to go have something to eat and continue my research.
You're right, you'd beat
Yeah.
me, but then I'd follow.
Yeah. So, Dr. Charles, as you're going about your business, like acquiring tea and some scones and all that jazz, you see a very nondescript square metal box just sitting on the counter near the sink.
That's new. I go have a closer look at it.
Okay. As you stand nearer to it, a strip of lights around the edge just go doot, and at the top opens and a large comical clown just bounces out and goes wah.
What?
So Catalina, I presume, would get a ping on her phone because she would have set up a little like camera in there to take a
I mean-
photo and send it to her.
Yeah, probably. So
You just sort of see this like,
it's like
And she'd be like, "Oh, yeah, Dimitri, I did it! It was good. Yeah, I'm keeping this one."
And so,
You
like,
have no idea what's going on.
and like you're standing in the hallway, like down, like directly across from Dr. Charles, so he could probably like see and hear your delight.
Yeah, but I don't know what it's about.
Mm.
All I hear is her giggle and saying, I did it. And I'm like, when's it? I'm on a ship with a bunch of crazy people. It's fine. I just need a cup of tea. And I said about making a cup of tea while I tried to ignore the strange clown that's now sitting on the counter.
Doing, 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 doing,
Springing back and forth. So, Lockie,
Yes.
let me think about what kind of role is pertinent for quality of cloak. It's not going to be too difficult, but in terms of just it being nice and it not smelling and things like that. Though, if you take it into space,
I do want to not smell as much as possible.
Yeah. Survival seems like an appropriate role for like taking natural goods and crafting them into something more useful.
Alrighty. Let's see how Loki does at a survival roll. What's his plus?
I'm 0 in that.
With what stat?
I like Dex.
Dex? In that case, it is a 9.
Okay. It takes you probably the better part of a day, but you have your nice monoblade. You like slide the less pleasant back off the leather. I don't actually know how you make hides, but you do the things. It's treated. It's not going to smell. It's very nice and crisp and clean. Fine. You turn the back into the leather and maintain the fuzzy front. So now you've got 2 Gertar hides that you can then, on the following day, kind of like trim and sculpt and stitch together into a nice cloak.
Excellent.
You are now looking rather dapper. And I believe there is a fur cloak option on reroll in terms of the artwork. So if you're going to be walking around wearing a Gertar cloak, it can be reflected in your artwork.
Indeed.
Yes. Looking like a badass. Any other plans or preparations before you arrive?
Nope, not really.
Okay.
Catalina's probably been sitting and trying to figure out how to compose a message back to her.
You cut out a bit there.
Sorry, I accidentally bumped the mute button on my headset. I'm getting used to it. Catalina probably recorded and then deleted and recorded and deleted many attempts at trying to respond to her father before giving up.
That would be pretty emotionally draining, I might say.
She probably doesn't do much other than that, and probably beating the crap out of someone or something to just like vent energy and frustration.
Yeah.
I think Lockie would be down for some wrestling matches.
Yeah, Catalina will happily have some sparring matches with anyone available.
As you're waiting for the hides to cure or whatever, it's all like, okay, that's got to sit for a while. Let's like throw down a bit with Catalina. Yeah, it's all hyped and pumped and ready. And after 2 days of travel, you proceed. I'm gonna show myself just an image of the vessel in question so I can somewhat describe. Actually, maybe I'll do this because I can do that. Yes, I do that. I turn on the fog of war. And then remove this much. Boop. And now I can show it to you. So you proceed through space and come up on the vessel in question. It seems like it intentionally positioned itself behind an especially thick portion of clouds, but as you got close enough, it basically burst through the clouds and made its presence known to you. Guns out, as if to say, "Don't you try anything." I'm gonna check exactly what guns this guy's packing. What do we got? I didn't do that.
Proximity alert. Proximity alert. There is a ship approaching us.
No.
Is this the ship we're expecting, guys? Who's...
Pretty sure it is.
I don't know if I was expecting so many weapons to be pointed at us.
I mean, this guy seems a little crazy.
Oh great, another Darius.
A little.
There it
Yeah,
is.
okay, he's completely fucking nuts, but he seems my type. I reckon we can get along.
Actually, it just has a single plasma beam, like you guys.
Retcon.
God.
Single plasma beam.
But it also has a tractor beam out, aimed at you, and because this ship is cruiser class, if it chose to, it would stand a chance at moving you around if it wanted to. So, you see this large, blocky vessel emerge from behind clouds and just make its way towards you. You receive a hail from the pilot.
Chris, you there? Oh.
Sorry, Bridget had a spider problem. Can you please repeat what was just said?
The ship is present. It's hailing you.
Good morning.
Hello. This time it is visual based because you are in close enough proximity to actually see the guy. He is, as you suspected, quite an old looking Japanese man. It seems like he is wearing the majority of a vac suit, just like behind the helm as he's flying, except it seems that on top of the vac suit is a poncho made out of like flexible solar panels.
Cool.
Like a weird kind of personal adjustment.
Yep.
He's got like a pretty decent beard for a Japanese man, and you can see at various other stations around his bridge, there's like 8 other just like bog standard robots, just like pressing buttons, adjusting things, very rigid and mechanical. But yeah, he
Okay.
has bots.
I'm sitting in my chair with Primal pacing around behind me,
Mm-hmm.
just playing that Tech 5 and just go, how you going? It looks like your ship's quite an impressive setup.
You're not bad yourself.
Appreciated. Look, I was wondering if we could come on board or you come on board us, I don't know. Let's have a cup of tea, sort out what we both want out of this place and work together to get it done.
Aboard my ship, I feel more comfortable at home.
That's alright, no issues. Do you mind if I bring the dog?
What? You have a robot dog?
Hey, Primal, say hello.
Hello, the designation, unidentified vessels pilot. I am a good boy. This man says, okay, is he dangerous?
I mean, only if I tell him to be.
Leave him behind.
No issues. That's fair enough. We're coming to have a coffee anyway. I'll bring over the good stuff.
I would appreciate that. It's been a
A
bit.
while, I presume. Yeah,
Yes,
no
yes.
issues. Alright.
Okay, you can. I'll send you docking coordinates for the port tubes.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You get to pay. I probably should have put something in his cargo bay. Hang on. Because I got maps for days. What do we got?
I love all of your maps, Rory. They're great.
Yeah. This is probably fine. Okay. So, Dimitri is able to basically bring the ship around. There is a portion towards the front of the ship on the port side that basically kind of concertinas out and presents a place for the front of your ship to dock with the side of theirs.
Cool.
So, if you're chuffed with that, basically he just is there waiting for you with like 4 robots accompanying him. Let's just grab some robots. You guys, come with me if you want to help your boss. Slide it down. I will content to just come aboard his ship.
Yeah, pretty much. We can't see that that
I
layer.
am bringing weapons though.
Okay, so who is going aboard the ship and who is going to let you stay behind?
Catalina will go.
Okay.
I'm sure that I'd probably go along, but wouldn't do much unless forced to.
Doctor,
Staying behind.
Doctor, you're coming with us? Do you not need more rest?
I slept for like, I have no idea. How long did I sleep for?
It was like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks.
I slept for 2 weeks. I've slept enough.
Okay, I don't know how
Okay.
commerce work. I've never been in one.
Okay. I will now slide you guys over to his ship. Actually, should I maybe do some? Whatever, it's fine. You've been inside ships before. Woo! There we go.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a big ship.
Good morning. How are you going?
He says, I am fine. You can smell him almost immediately. He's probably not taken off that vac suit in a few days.
Oh dear.
I hold up a bag of coffee and just like shake it a bit and then toss it to him. It's one of the good bags that I've gotten somewhere. You've got a
Okay.
machine, I presume?
Of course, I'm not a savage.
Nice. Where are we headed?
Here is good for now. Let's just get a read for each other. You all look nice. Hey, big guy, and he kind of gives Lockie like a once over, and you just like brimming with weapons. Okay.
Catalina did not bring any weapons other than maybe a pistol.
Okay.
Or her
Sorry.
stun pistol.
He's a bit cautious. That said, can I please have a look at your droids there? Those are so cool.
They do fine. 512 advance, and it just goes. And as it gets, and as it's before you, he says stop, and it just goes.
I'm just gonna basically. Can I roll tech or computers to get as much information as I can about it?
That would
To
be.
just, like start trying to show off to
Can
him.
I try and... Oh, sorry.
Oh no! If it's also you trying to do a thing with them, then what?
Oh, no, I was going to say, can I insight... Or the equivalent of an inside check on this guy?
Perception, yes. So, Darius, roll me a tech push check with intelligence to see if you can recall any stats. Catalina, roll perception with wisdom.
I got an 8.
Okay, not bad. Next, let's see if I can check the actual rundown.
I'm pretty sure I failed. I rolled a 4.
Okay, you aren't having the best time getting a read on this guy. He looks nervous and probably brought along his buddies just in case just in case you guys were the hostile ones, which she still isn't entirely convinced of because a guy showed up with guns.
Like, I literally walk in, I'm wearing just a suit. I have no weapons on me. Like, the biggest movement I would have made is basically to grab a handkerchief from my suit pocket and sort of put it over my mouth
You know, like, oh, he's a bit smelly.
and just being
And to
like,
be
hmm.
and
All-
to be
all I
fair,
would have
he
brought, by
showed
the
up
way,
with
is-
robots as well. So
All I would have brought is the spike thrower.
Oh, okay. So it's just like, hey, sure.
Oh, and your giant monoblade,
Yes.
which is
I never leave home
always
without.
on your back.
I literally never
Cool.
leave home without.
So,
Catalina's probably only got her stun gun, but it's concealed inside her jacket. She's zipped
Sure.
up and whatnot.
So, Darius, what you can glean from just a cursory once of it is these look pretty damn standard. You probably had a conversation with Pim about robots like these during your initial conversations with him. They are just like basic ass robots with built-in compads, meta tools, and push tech toolkits. Essentially, you get the feeling that they just respond to his verbal commands and are set to be crew and maintenance workers on board his vessel.
Yeah. Now I get how you can pilot a ship this big. I mean, they're pretty standard, but they seem intelligent enough to do most things, yeah?
All they can do is fly ships. You ask them to make you dinner, drive a car, walk your dog, no dice. But ships, they can do.
Huh. That's pretty cool in itself. Look, I really appreciate that. I'm just like, do you mind? And I'm just like turning it slightly to just have a look at its mechanics and stuff. So they maintain each other as well?
At the time, they are a bit weird if you leave them alone for too long.
Yeah, no, figures. They tend to go a little bit strange, all this sort of stuff. I've got a bit of a hand in robotics myself.
Yes,
In
I
fact-
saw your work.
It's not too bad. It's obviously, yeah, look, I won't lie, that's a defense bot, so fair enough if you didn't want me to bring that on board.
He kind of seeing what he says. So, let's cut the small talk, shall we?
Yeah, no issues then.
You want salvage? I'm here for salvage too. Are we going to be competing or cooperating?
Well, I mean, we're looking for something big, probably an upgrade to our ship. You see, we're planning to go to Harbona, and have you heard the news out here?
A bit out of the loop. All I know is Habona's screwed.
Look, you aren't wrong. Unfortunately, we're going in to try and get some friends out.
Catalina's hair wildly starts to change color.
As soon as he says that, I would have just put my hand on Catalina's shoulder, just sort of like,
She did not show a single physical twitch, but her hair gives her away. Yeah.
Which is why it's good to control your emotions.
Look, the deal is it's I'm Yakutan, right? Our bastard government has gone and effectively taken over the damn planet. We're just trying to get some friends out.
And you want to get a cruiser? Well,
Something maybe that size.
there's two out here, but it's going to be a bit time consuming. If that's what you want, I'm not here for any salvage that size. I was just taking the bits of some exploded capital class ship.
Oh, that's excellent then. If we want different things, I don't see why we shouldn't work together.
Yes, but I have a schedule, and you could get in the way if I have to help you too much. So, you don't have a tractor beam. Have you got good mechanics? could you even fly a ship? Could you even fly a ship out of there if you got on board?
Well, you saw us flying in, didn't you? And
Yes.
we've got pretty good pilots, excellent mechanics, and probably one of the best programmers this side of the planet, this side of this system.
If you don't say so yourself.
If I don't say so myself. And I sort of grin and look over at Lockie. You're right, I am a bit of an arrogant prick, but come on, it comes with the territory, as I said.
And humble too.
Hey, look, we've all got our horn to toot.
So, sounds like you have some. How do you feel about boarding? He says.
Boarding how?
I've been doing some scans of these vessels. One of them happens to be packing its own tractor beam. If you were to go aboard and manage to free it up from the inside, then maybe you could jerry-rig it to your vessel and maybe be of more use to yourself and to me.
Do we know how long that would take?
Roll me a astronautic roll.
Oh, as if I can do that.
Well, you asked.
I think it's a -1. So, what am I using to do the roll?
Intelligence.
7.
I rolled an 8, by the way.
Okay. You probably both come to the conclusion that that would take you maybe under a day if you did it not very well. Like, if you basically just mounted the tractor beam inside your cargo bay, opened the door, and had it facing outwards, you could move some stuff around. You definitely couldn't use it in a hostile fashion this way because it's not properly mounted to the ship. But if you mount it well enough, you could maybe move some debris with the side of the vessel. And you have got enough internal space and power to operate it as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to jerry-rig it and probably improvise, but I think that sounds possible. Catalina, is that possible?
I didn't actually pay attention because I got sidetracked with chat. So, how long would this take us to do?
Right, less than
I'm under a day, yeah.
Oh, then yeah, for sure. Oh, sure. It's easy job.
Yeah, we can totally do that.
Besides, I think
it-
Tuzzy would enjoy some more interesting works to do around the ship than just general maintenance.
He says, okay.
As
You
You go.
you good if I get us moving?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's move.
He brings up his wrist, presses some buttons, and says, "Hey, 496, go!"
Go.
And the ship begins to lurch forwards and proceeds towards your destination.
So,
So,
You know.
oh.
You go.
I was just gonna say, Trolls in the chat has decided to give Christian a free reroll to use at some point during this game.
When he dies.
Inevitably.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, because of my epic flag.
I suppose I will pilot the Gloved Molotov to follow the cruiser.
I mean,
Dimitri
you are
can do it.
currently, yeah. He's on board still.
I'm just, you know, the mechanics and bots and pilots and stuff, they're pretty good mechanically, but I reckon I can probably make them a bit smarter for you if you want.
I'm happy as they are.
Yeah? Okay.
They do their job. They are subservient. They are dumb. It's
Yeah.
it's good enough.
Well, true, but I mean, I dabble in a little bit of VI and that sort of stuff, so just doesn't matter.
I don't want to be this badly outnumbered by smart robots, okay?
Point taken.
He gets it.
Mhm.
No Skynet here.
Mhm. They do exactly what they're told to, and that's it.
Precisely.
I laugh a little bit, and then, well, I mean, like, you know, you must be pretty freaking bored out here, though, sometimes.
You should see movie night.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have no movies, so I have I have all the robots play them out for me.
You know
Oh,
what?
and here I was
Hang on a
expecting it to be porn.
I just laugh, and then, you know what? Hey, Pim, are you there?
Yes, Darius.
Can you send over the package of, damn, where is it? All of the movies, the old ones, not the ones that I gave to the mechanic, if you know what I mean. The ones that are for
Do you mean the
entertainment.
porn?
No, I mean the old movies.
Wait, hang on. Mr. Gentleman, you're here by yourself, are you not?
Fuck it, add the port into.
You probably could do with some
right.
good entertainment, you know?
You can call me Hotaka.
Hotaka. Nice to meet you. I'm Catalina. Holds out a hand.
He like gingerly walks forward, shakes your hand, steps back. Oh, he's on the road. He's drawing, yes. And then goes back. He's like hands. Well, his gloved hand is pretty gnarled.
I mean, I just pull up my compad and I like show the list of movies that have been sent over, and it's like all the old classics, stuff
Yes.
that he probably doesn't have his hands over. Do you want some of them? I can add to your collection.
My collection of none. Yes, please.
No issues. I just like send them over to him.
Okay. He has them all streaming in. He's like, You're not bad, you guys. Just scrolling through.
Yeah, look, we're just here to, you know. Oh, by the way, be careful with those. Some of them might be illegal on certain planets. I can't remember which on which. I generally just don't show people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No. Like, one of them was anti-authoritarian, and where I came from, that was pretty bad. And like, you know, just be careful where you're with them.
Hang on. Where's the guy from again? Making sure. He says, I'm from Ajario, it's fine.
Ah, no issues then. Well, you should have. That should keep you entertained. I think there's at least 5,000 hours worth of stuff there.
Just,
Yes.
you know, the less than savory things, just wait until we're gone.
Noted.
Look.
I'm always one to watch this mutt around friends. Thank you for advising me not to do this.
You're welcome. It is good for strangers to set boundaries.
496. What's the ETA? Oh, good. We'll be about 10 minutes.
Sounds good. Do you want me to make coffee in the meantime? I'd love to see how this ship operates when it's 90% robots.
Yeah, sure thing. And he just turns around, goes to this ladder, and just starts climbing up, being followed by 4 other robots who will proceed up behind him.
I guess we follow him?
When in room.
So
Are these forklift?
They are indeed forklifts. Yes, you are in what looks like a large cargo bay, basically.
Okay.
I should have probably set the scene a bit more. So yeah, there's forklifts and very large metal crates just stacked up against the wall. So
Yeah, cool. I'll follow him.
Yeah, seems
Okay.
like a nice enough guy.
Is the ladder like have quite a large opening at the top, or is it?
It looks about standard. Like a normal person in a vac suit could do it no problem.
Cool. I'm gonna walk over to the bottom of the ladder while holding the handkerchief to my nose still,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna look at the ladder and be like, I ain't touching that. And then proceed to lift myself with telekinesis to the top.
Okay. You just float your way all the way up, and he looks surprised as you like float up and then deposit yourself on the ground. He's like, "Oh, you one of those? Okay."
Catalina will
one of those.
Catalina will follow, climbing up, shaking her head, and then once she gets to the top, she'll put her hand on Doctor's shoulder. You are far too precious, Doctor. Slap his cheek a little. It won't kill you.
I proceed to then grab one of the disinfectant wipes out of my satchel, open it up, and wipe my face with it. And I'm like, this whole ship is gross. We at least keep things clean.
Not
But then
him.
again, a lot of us live in the same space, so it has to be clean.
So you make your way up the ladder, and you can now see that you're in a very large open space with lots of machinery and gangplanks surrounding you. There's a lot of like control panels and levers and places to interface with the machines. This, I'm just thinking, who's spent the most time on board spaceships? I'm probably going to say Lockie, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say possibly actually me.
Yeah, Lockie, you would probably recognize this as a factory, as the workings of a factory ship. So down below probably contains mining equipment. So this guy has the equipment to mine rocks, bring it back here, and then convert it into materials, and then ship it out.
Not bad.
It's probably the next best thing to a shipyard you could fly around. One thing you do recall is that these things take about 100 people to run effectively. So as you're kind of pondering that to yourself, he like leads you down a hallway, and you see on his left and his right there are doorways that slide open, and inside there's about like 40 robots in each of these two rooms.
Oh jeez.
Holy
And he says,
shit, this is impressive.
yes,
Well equipped.
they're not cheap, but they do good work. And he just proceeds on, like, he tells these four to peel off and go on stand by, and he just proceeds onto the bridge. He says, "So, this is my ship. Isn't it nice? It's not nice. It's like old. It's like a pretty old banger. It's like if your friend had like a 30, 40-year-old car that was very, like,
It reminds Lockie of home.
yeah, it's like janky and clunky and not that great, but it's running, and that's all that matters right now."
I was gonna say like my car, but my car is actually pretty decent,
Yeah.
even though it's old.
And as you are standing up on the bridge, and after a few minutes, a robot comes back with a tray of coffees for everybody.
Nice. Thank you.
You find yourself seeing through the front window of this vessel your location. So I'm going to bring us back over to the big old map. And yes, you would see this to him and Dmitry Kovkov.
Yeah, where
I
is
don't know where he
Dimitri?
is. I have no idea.
Yeah,
He should have
I'm a
been
bit
here by
worried.
now.
Real areas. Go. Woo! Ba-ding!
Whoa, Jesus Christ.
Yes, this is what you see. You are basically coming up on what looks like a very large planet. It's hard to even grasp the scale of it because beyond a certain viewpoint it's just shrouded in clouds. But it looks like the majority of the atmosphere of this gas giant is just pulsing and rumbling with bolts of electricity. In low orbit around the planet are large plates of Earth that seem to be like constantly gently shifting around. And as they're doing so, there's bolts of lightning jumping from them back down into the atmosphere. And as you're kind of coming up and getting closer, you can see a flash as a fork of lightning goes from the planet up to a plate, buzzes through debris that's kind of in orbit around the planet, and then kind of that was the wrong layer. There's a second one as well that also forks out, but then they both disappear and dissipate. He says, "This is why I asked how big your ship was. I'm a bit too big to go in there."
I figured that might be part of it. Yeah.
So he like pulls up scans and schematics of all the information he's gained from observing these vessels at range.
Catalina will get in and have a look at this and probably confer with Lockie on this about the best way to navigate through it. But from a tactics point of view, with the information he gives us.
Yes, tactics are useful. So yes, Junior, please make a tactics roll.
Yeah. So like theory crafting more so than actual navigation, because that is not her area.
Ooh, 11.
Ooh, very nice.
Is that intelligence?
Yes, intelligence.
8 for me.
Not bad. You and Lockie bounce ideas back and forth. One thing you're both pretty confident on is if you get on board a vessel, like if you were to try and board a damaged ship, it itself would function decently well as a Faraday cage, meaning that if you were on board, you would be in a lot less danger from being electrocuted. The real danger is if you were trying to navigate your ship through the field, or if you were leaping directly from your ship through empty space to a vessel. That's where most of the danger would lie, because then you're this big juicy target wearing a metal suit and might get hit by one of these large bolts arcing off from the planet. So the best play, alarmingly enough, is actually to be fast. Get to your destination as quickly as physically possible and land, so that your ship's Faraday cage can basically become part of it. And so even if a ship does get hit, the pulse just goes through you instead of hitting you and damaging you.
I have a question, Rory.
Yes.
When Catalina got electrocuted, it didn't affect her other than she couldn't ground.
She did get hurt.
Okay.
By the discharge, but the pulse didn't have an impact on her nervous system. It just sparked across the outside of her body.
Okay, so it just courses through her and she takes damage but doesn't get paralyzed. Okay.
Indeed.
Okay.
Which is weird, but it's also cool. So, as the stats come up and the and things are projected. He starts with the one that you're looking for. This one over here, the greeny blue one with the back end exploded off. He says, "Yeah, yes, this one." And as soon as like that one is up on screen, Lockie, you actually recognize the design. This looks like a ship from your former employer's fleet.
Bugger me. What's
What
that doing
kind
out here?
What kind of culture skills do you have, Lockie?
Not many, if any.
No,
In fact,
spacer?
none.
None?
Nope.
Okay, roll me culture, like, just make a culture roll with intelligence to see if you perhaps heard something. It's gonna be hard, but you might.
No.
No?
I got a 2.
Okay. You're like, oh, okay. Basically.
I'm like, bugger me. What's that doing out here?
Yeah, basically that. He says, yeah, I wasn't sure about that. I heard a rumor about one of the ships going missing, but I guess I found it.
Can any of us do like a history roll or something to see if we've heard of
History, yes,
anything?
that is a skill. Yeah, if you were curious, roll history, but it's gonna be pretty hard if you are not lucky.
That's fair. I was curious.
Would that be intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence, trying to recall information.
What
Nope.
am I doing?
It's
So I
5
got
for
a
me.
0 on that, so
You haven't
I
really
got a
heard.
5 and a 4, so that's a 9. I think.
That's still, unfortunately, in your profession, that's still probably not enough to have heard anything
Oh, good.
about this very specific vessel going missing.
Figured as much.
So, the basic, you see the basic build. He points out things.
I rolled a 9.
Oh, excellent. He points out things that are externally visible from the ship. Like he points out that the cruiser has a lot of external facing ports. It's got lifeboats, 2 grav cannons, and a smart cloud, as well as boarding tubes and a tractor beam. So those are fittings he is pointing out on this vessel. His view then shifts over to this one, the gray and red one, kind of crashed with its left thruster kind of sheared off and lying by one side. But aside from that, it's probably the most intact vessel here. Like it's missing one of its side maneuvering jets, but aside from that, it's more or less in one piece. Well, it's in 2 pieces, but yes. He points out that one, visibly in terms of weapons, only has 2 multifocal lasers. It has a spike drive 2. Visible. It's got a lot of its lifeboats appear to have been deployed, as you can tell from the outside, and it has a survey sensor array. It also has tractor beams and a hydroponic system that is on the top of the ship. Though from your perspective, it looks like all the plants are dead.
Unsurprising.
Indeed. Finally, the attention is drawn over to the vessel now in 2 pieces, kind of floating adrift. The beige orange one. This one looks specced out for speed, like very big, very beefy engines on the back, streamlined, slick, not actually carrying any weapons at all. It's just specced out to go really, really fast. And Darius, as your attention is drawn over to that vessel, you recognize some of the exterior markings on it. And while it's not necessarily from your cell, this ship screams immersion.
Hey, that one there? Do you see it?
Yes.
It's probably not going to be much of a gather for tech, or at least for materials, but I reckon there might be some valuable information on board its computers.
And that is where we shall take our break.
Fair.
You've seen the field, you've seen some data, and now you can go and do once we have a break.
Yes.
Woo! I'm down to 12.
Okay, that was probably why you were asking. You're like, I got a break, so I gotta pee. Anyway, yes. We'll be back in
Alrighty.
about 15 minutes, and you guys can investigate this stuff in whatever order you see fit. By all
That's why you
means,
need to be able to swap to your phone so you can go pee while Rory's talking.
I am ready for basically any of these options you wish to visit. I've made a lot of maps, so go nuts.
Key phrase being any of the options.
Any of these options. If you want to try and land on the planet, don't.
Don't do that.
It's a gas giant.
I was going to say, isn't it a gas giant? There's
Yeah.
no landing on that.
It's
Sounds
a
like
gas
challenge to me.
giant that's perpetual lightning storm. So you know.
It's a bad
It's
Yeah.
just falling through it
Yes.
until the pressure gets so much that it just crushes our ship like it's a walnut.
Exactly. Yes, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back at like 8:20. Fingers crossed. See you in a bit.
everybody!
Welcome back. We are going to proceed with some space nonsense. So, before you, we have the options. Oh yes, also we have a Nick who has emerged tired but victorious from his
Hibernation.
job, which is apparently not
Yes.
great at,
Victorious.
at Christmas time. So,
It's hospitality. Of course, it's not great at Christmas time.
It's like working in
So-
retail at Christmas time. It's full of fucking idiots.
I get the week off over Christmas.
Well, you're lucky because
Well-
I had
I'm sorry,
You.
what?
I had someone ring up today and go, "Oh, do you guys do catering? Oh, I really need catering for Thursday."
No.
For what?
I had no idea. I said, "I'm really busy that day. I can't do it."
Good.
She's like, "Oh," I said, "Good luck."
Fair enough. So, to catch you up, Nick, as Dimitri, the party encountered another vessel.
Yes.
It is parted by a man with a lot of robots. He is an old Japanese man who seems like he spends a lot of time by himself and doesn't care much for hygiene. You had a conversation, realized that your interests were not conflicting, and so he has agreed to give you a bit of information and some suggestions on how to go about what you are attempting.
Oops, sorry, talking to Bridget, my bad.
The three mostly intact ships that are visible. There is one cruiser that has had its engine blow up. That seems to have been decked out for combat.
It's the
There
great
is-
looking thing.
That is the. It's this one over here. Yes. There is a logistics ship that's probably a research vessel that looks to have had its left engine sheared off and crash land physically onto one of these plates that are in low orbit around this gas giant. And finally, there is a racing vessel as a smaller freighter that that seems to have been built exclusively for speed, that probably got sheared into by a bolt of lightning, and is just now drifting around. The current plan, as it stands, is to go aboard one of these ships, commandeer their tractor beam, and then use it to do stuff. Yeah, that's the catch-up. Catalina, Dr. Charles, Lockie, and Dimitri are on the bridge of this other larger ship that contains these smelly Japanese men. And you are flying the Gloved Molotov with Pim in the computer.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So-
what are we doing?
So that's a good question, everybody. What would you like to do?
So, we want to go for the blue one first, right? Because that's the one with the tractor beam.
Turns out they both have tractor beams. Both of the cruisers have tractor beams, but it depends which one you're intending on making your own.
If speed is of the essence, I highly suggest we move to the closer ship first. That way we don't elongate the chances of us being struck by lightning.
So, Rory, are we stealing the tractor beam, or are we repairing the ship with the tractor beam?
The term is salvaging. Thank you very much.
The question I have is that will we be able to move the cruiser with the tractor beam if it's installed on our ship?
No, your ship is too small.
Precisely.
But being able to maneuver debris and potentially clearing a path through the debris field to make it less dangerous is what old Mahatama was kind of indicating at. Because currently there's a lot of debris, all very conductive, floating around that has the chance to be struck by lightning. So it's all like, maybe move some debris, maybe the combined efforts of the ship's engines and a tractor beam could help. It's just like, if if you're doing a salvage job, a tractor beam is kind of the thing to use.
I got an idea. Crazy one,
Sure.
but it's an idea.
I like crazy.
We want to get that tractor beam out, but we don't want to get too close. What if you fire me at the ship? And then you can instruct me how to disconnect it over the comms.
If we
And
were
I can
to
take it back.
take our ship and land it on top of the cruiser that we want, it should be fine. Lightning striking our ship wouldn't be much of an issue. It's if you're out there in the open by yourself, even in the Omnipotent, if lightning were to strike you, it's not going to end well, and I won't be able to pull you back.
I mean, I've seen us build some kind of lightning protection for the domes and stuff. Can't we do that for my suit?
Do we have the materials for it, and can you maintain yourself as grounded to the rock planet already?
Would I be able to roll science to be able to figure out if there's a way to stop him from being boiled alive within his armor?
You'd only need to do two things. You'd need to wrap him in tin foil and have the tin foil grounded to something.
Yeah, currently, being fired through space, the issue is there's no ground.
Yeah, no, but if we
But-
ground him to the ship using the
If you think
1,000
about
feet
it,
of
nice.
wire,
The ship is not grounded.
Yeah,
But it's a bigger
the-
dispersion area than his body.
that is true.
Or you put me in a rubber suit inside the Omnipotent.
Maybe.
Like a proper
Right.
Faraday cage.
I do believe the back end of the destroyed cruiser would be a lot easier to land on with the Gloved Molotov.
We just run the risk of getting the ship zapped and damaged by the debris.
I mean, we're going to replace the ship anyway. That's the whole reason why we're here.
yes, but we don't want to lose the ship because then we're going to owe Alonso a lot of money if that happens.
I don't think we would care.
Scientifically speaking, yes, all these ideas are potentially decent ideas. Like a nice rubber suit would protect Lockie himself from being damaged, but then his armor may be impacted by the high voltage, and fuses may blow and it may cease to function correctly. Him being tethered to the ship would also be not bad, but the scale of these bolts of lightning are enough to shear a ship of similar size to yours in half. So you're also potentially not confident in that being effective either. At least not long term. Like, this is dangerous, what's being attempted, so it's going to be a bit dicey.
Hmm.
You got me what? What's it? Aussie? No, this is
Trying to.
Lightning tends to travel in the same sparks twice. If we are able to see what kind of pattern the lightning makes on a simple strike, we will be able to predict where the next strikes will be.
Oh.
Mr. What's his name?
Hotaka.
Hataka.
Yes?
Do you have like do you have like surveillance footage of this field here that we could maybe analyze to see patterns in the the electricity field?
I have external cameras that normally record. I don't normally save things past a month, but I haven't been here that long. So, yes.
Hey Pim, would this be enough to maybe help us with calculation?
I will have to apply a subroutine, but if I'm given a moment, I'll write up a code.
That should be okay if you could give us just your footage of this external view here.
That would take a bit, but I will.
Well,
You did give me some really good films. All right, okay. I basically a not the best speed and not the best quality stream of video is sent over to the Gloved Molotov's computer, which basically details striking patterns observed for the past month.
What should I roll here?
What do you want?
I want to use the information we've been presented to predict where the lightnings will strike and what intensity.
Oh, and Pin, can you try and see if you can see average time between strikes? This might also be helpful.
Basic science says that there is no way of predicting it.
Okay. So science would be the role.
Six and a 4 on the die, plus 1 at 11.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you familiar with chaos theory?
Yes, regrettably.
It's like that. It's very, very hard to predict exactly when and where the strikes will occur. Timing is inconsistent, spotty. It's like you don't see any noticeable data spikes in your checking
Can I
of it.
see what caused the original shifting debris? What generally caused lightning strikes?
Based on this data, no. But upon coming in, you could probably, like, with a science roll, deduce that whatever material, like these plates of ore, are, they are definitely some kind of magnetic ore, like in these big plates in orbit around the gas giant. They being large pieces of metal floating around a gas giant full of charged particles. Somehow, they are, like, these plates moving around is helping to keep the storm going, like a really big motor. So the plates are powering the planet. The planet is holding the plates in orbit by their charge. They keep on moving. They keep making more power. So the planet as a whole is just a big ball of energy with,
So,
like,
hypothetically, we have to
conductive ore.
interrupt the magnetic energy that is being transferred from the planet to the plates.
That would be quite the feat that I'm sure would earn you a lot of fame sector-wide, but it's probably not feasible. It's a very big planet.
Maybe if we could create an even more powerful magnetic energy, but I doubt we'd be able to do that either.
No, not with what we've got. It would require pre-tech on the level of a jump gate to be able to change something like that.
Or terraforming.
Yeah.
One thing that was apparent from your data is the intensity of the strikes. They are more or less decently consistent in terms of how far they're prepared to jump per strike. You are safe where you are at the edge of the debris field, but if you enter, there is a decent chance that enough power will be discharged to reach any piece of debris, including your ship.
What I
I
want to know
believe it
is
would be the best idea to wait for the lightning to go off and then proceed immediately.
Okay, so let's make plan before we do it, and we do it quick. Duh?
Yes, Dimitri?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
we just have to be able to land on one of the wrecks before more lightning comes out.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't mind getting on that immersion ship just to do data recovery if possible. I doubt they're going to have anything useful physically, but
Once
who
we've
knows
got the
what.
tractor beam, we can look at doing stuff like that.
From what I can see, the strange ore that is put throughout the plates that causes the electromagnetic energy. If I could get my hands on some of that ore, I could potentially create something that might assist us.
Okay,
Hmm.
so step one, get to this ship and get tractor beam. Then from there we can move debris, salvage what we like, and then also try to acquire ore. But I don't know how we can get ore at this point.
The entire plate is made of ore. If you really want to, you can slap at it with a fork.
Oh, you mean like all of the green stuff? Oh wait.
I cannot see green.
So this
Fuck!
like
Sorry, Mikhail.
so these are all like this is all just like large plates.
What is?
These chunks of earth.
Ah, okay. And what about like these bits?
Those are also pieces of ore, but look to have been mined. So it looks like potentially well, one of these vessels may have done a decent job mining some of it, but then blew up.
Okay, so we might be able to get some ores off one of these ships.
Yeah, well, like this wreckage is like mostly a big ship that blew up and probably some of its cargo.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can get me close enough, I can probably pull a small chunk of ore out of the sky, but I need to be closer.
From
How
what
much
I
do
can
you
see,
need?
What was that?
You go, Pim.
I'm positing a theory. Out of all of the destroyed machines, the one that is on the plate is, in fact, the most intact. Therefore, it would make sense that landing on the plate would give us protection from the lightning.
Is possible because plate is bigger than ship. It would take most of the charge. But this is without knowing if this ship had any protection against the electricity.
That
It is a research vessel.
that does pose you. That does make you think something potentially interesting, Pim. If this ship is indeed more or less safe from the lightning because it's landed on it therefore means that the plate itself is the path of least resistance for any bolts of electricity, which means this ore must be a pretty damn good conductor.
The entire thing's made out of gold.
I suggest we land on the plate.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
it's not a bad idea, but we've just got to be wary that if we're going to pick up this hyperconductor and drag it into space, we've just become a fucking magnet for all of the lightning here.
Okay, well,
Positing.
Thing is though, is that if Charles is using telekinesis to pull it out, the lightning's just going to hit the ore and not go anywhere else.
Uh,
Or
I wouldn't
from
guarantee on
whatever I'm
that.
grabbing.
so
Who
how
says it stopped your...
Well, if that is the target, then that is what it will aim for. But that
I posit again the entirety of that hull. It is the most intact ship here, and it is on the slate. The slate itself is highly conductive, but it is also the path of least resistance.
We also need that tractor beam. Fuck it. I have faith in Dimitri's driving ability. Let's just fucking go for it.
As you say, go big or go home.
Go big or go home. And Darius is saying that in sort of a reserved resigned voice of, oh, fuck.
Using
He does say it. So.
Using- using my words
Okay.
against me.
Yeah, but he's not going to back down from it.
Dimitri,
Okay.
and
Duh.
maybe also Pim. How long would it take us to get onto one of those plates? What is the fastest possible time in which we could do this?
Allow me to run some
Interesting.
calculations.
I mean, we just need to get grounded to the plate, don't we? We don't need to get to the plate. We just need to get one of the ends of the cable to the plate.
It
Well, you know-
mostly depends on thickness of atmosphere and how powerful the gravity is.
Okay, okay. I will leave this to you guys because I think it is a little bit over my head. I am not
Do
so
we
good
not
with
have a
this space
grapnel
stuff.
launcher?
I do have one, yes.
I mean, we've got one further option. A large explosion, throw enough shrapnel into the air, and it will diffuse most of the lightning for a period of time. It'll be fucking dangerous, though, because we've filled the air with space dust.
I would prefer not to do anything like that.
At that point, we're just going to damage what we've come here to collect.
Probably.
Not just that, rearranging the debris might cause a chain reaction. We have no way of knowing exactly what will happen.
Let's just do it then.
To be fair, Pim, we do not have any idea exactly what will happen if we do any of these actions.
Would you prefer to go home, Dimitri?
That is not what I said.
If anyone's wearing cyberware, I suggest we turn it off for the moment.
Pim?
Can't. She'll be blind if she does.
Yeah, I flick mine off though, so I've got no drone control.
I would maybe recommend you not sit in the computer.
I'm pretty sure he's more
I
insulated.
am very well
than-
aware of the risk that comes to my life. It is very possible that if we are struck by lightning, the overpowering charge might kill me. But I am willing to take the risk.
I mean, you don't think I've insulated that thing properly? I reckon it'll be okay. I think.
Strangely, your words do not fill me with confidence.
How
Hey, it doesn't fill me
far?
with confidence either, buddy.
How far is that black and red ship away from this other dude's ship?
The ship you're currently on?
Yeah.
About 800 meters.
That does not seem far enough.
Yeah, you're right.
It'd be weird, but we could possibly ground ourselves to his ship using the wire.
I mean, you wouldn't be
Bigger
grounded then.
surface area.
His ship's not grounded
That
either.
makes sense. And that would be convincing him to put his own vessel at risk to protect you.
Hey, at the end, there's going to be 2 tractor beams working so that he can be able to get more stuff quicker.
I still think a grapnel launcher would probably be the best alternative.
We only have a wrist-mounted one, not one that would fire 800 meters away from the ship.
I mean, we can get one to... Actually, that's an idea. If we use kinetic ammunition, so something like, yes, a grapnel launcher, we tie a bit of steel cable to it, don't attach it to the ship, and just fire it into the rock from here. It'll act like an antenna of sorts. You know how, like in a lightning storm, you know, whole Isaac Newton myth with a kite? And
His
the
lightning
key?
rod.
Yeah, pretty
Is
much.
that what you were
It'll
thinking?
draw- Exactly, and we'll try and draw as much lightning away from the ship as possible.
I did think of this kind of, but cable might work better.
Yeah, so if we just fire one end of the cable and let the rest float into space, I mean, we're not recovering it, but...
Any kind
And
of
if
steel
we
rod
need the
would be
cable
fine. also.
later,
Sorry?
if we need the cable later,
Well, then we're fucked, because you're not getting it back with 40,000 volts of electricity through it.
Risk versus reward. I'm hearing a lot of not helping.
Pim has a point. There's only so much we can talk about this without taking action because there is no way for us to predict what's going to happen. All we can do is prepare for the as much as possible. And
Let's just
Every
land.
every plan has room for criticism, but criticism will only serve to take up more time, which we do not have.
Well, I take it we need two things. We need the gravity beam, or the tractor beam, sorry, off the grey ship, and we need to get grounded. Let's go for grounded first. At least if we're grounded, we're safe enough, and we can plan from there.
From what I can see, the hull on the slate rock with the ore already has a tractor beam.
I wonder if
no,
we could
that's
salvage
too
that ship entirely.
I think a better idea is to mix two of these
Potentially.
ideas together, which is we need to put down some kind of lightning rod to attract the lightning, and then we can land next to it or nearby.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Okay, what do we have to make lightning rod?
Any length of steel is fine as long as we can fire it out of gun or throw it or something. Float it in cargo hold and then shoot the ship forward and then stop it and it will keep going.
Also, if I need to turn off my cybernetics, I will be blind.
Well, you might just have to deal with artifacts and the risk of an EMP in the meantime. Hopefully it won't fry your brain. I don't know. I'm not exactly one for frying brains, am I?
What are you talking about? You practically fried your brain.
Right. But, I mean, I don't know much about brain safety is what I'm saying.
This checks out.
The time for talk is approaching. Over.
Let's do it.
I love you too, Pim. Over. Oh, you were not making radio joke? Oh, I see. Never mind.
Okay.
So we need to find something to shoot at ground that will stand up like a stick to attract the lightning. How about Catalina's bike?
Hey! Nobody touches my bike! You leave my bike out
I
of
think
this!
the safest course of action is to just fly as fast as we can towards the slate.
Well, do it then.
You can fly. Off you go. I will assist. You are better at the maybe quick reactions to dodge the debris than I.
I rely on cameras to see which will be interfered with by the lightning.
So, I assume this conversation is occurring in person. Yes, at this point, you've come back across from the other ship and are just having a chat.
I feel like
Oh,
probably.
Okay, so it's been a bit. You've had a chat. At this stage, the salvage vessel would probably have flown away and is doing some more low risk salvage, not quite as close to this location. You can still call him if you want, but he's not in the immediate vicinity. And as you are having this conversation, the ship, a ping. It's basically a ping that says front airlock open. And if you care to look out the front of the vessel, you can see the Omnipotent shooting out into space towards the plates.
If he gets struck by lightning, I'm not pulling him back. I do not care how close he is.
It's fine. He will be crispy anyway.
So yes.
I would be remiss if I didn't do this, so I'm going to apologize beforehand. You guys just hear the engines power up as the ship just blasts towards Lockie.
So, Lockie, you have about 5 bursts of gas to amend your trajectory. Which of these vessels are you aiming for?
Everyone seemed to be saying that the grey one was probably the best one to get the
Tractor beam.
the tractor beam from, so that's what he was going for.
Okay. Let me get you a U to play with, and put you on the map.
It's you.
Also,
It's gonna be very tiny.
it's gonna be like it's just there. So
Giant blocky.
so if it's too small, he can't like interact with it. So you launch out. I'm just amending the Gloved Molotov token. Now both Nick and Pim can move it if they wish to. But yes, so to start with, you are being launched forward, and you probably make it to about here in your initial launch before you think, ooh, there's some debris in front of me. Perhaps I should change direction. So please make me a tactics roll to like try and gauge the direction and duration of the burst you need to like properly adjust your course.
So, I've been rolling pretty well all night, except for that 2 before, but I got a 4.
Oh no.
Well, how close is he to the ship?
To your ship? Well, it's hard to. So he.
Space squares should be a different size, but it doesn't
They are.
reflect that.
Because these are normally 5-meter squares. These are now
Yeah.
like
25 meters squares.
because it's 800 meters to the ship.
That still feels a bit small, but it makes sense with the scale of the vessel, so I'm going with it. So he was in a 3 meter by 3 meter by 3 meter room, so that amount of air basically carried him forwards out of the ship.
Can I see him from the front of the bridge
Well,
as he shoots out of the nose?
Well, it seems like he's trying to get there and you're trying to catch him, so I think we may need to roll initiative to see who gets to act first.
No, I don't want to catch him. If I see him heading straight towards some debris, I want to sort of nudge him out of the way with telekinesis so he doesn't just...
And he is also trying to amend his own trajectory. So again, we're going to roll initiative to see who does what first, because if you both do it at the same time, then he's going to adjust, and then you're going to adjust and throw him off his intended trajectory, because you don't know what he's thinking.
I rolled for initiative. I got a 2.
So
Okay.
what is the initiative? It's yes?
A D8.
D8.
Plus your dexterity.
I don't get any pluses.
I rolled a 1, but I got a +1, so it's 2.
I got a 6.
I rolled
Okay.
a 8.
What
So-
just if the ship runs him over?
So basically, I get to go first, and I'm going to try and just nudge him out of the way so he doesn't have to waste his gas.
Well, first I'm going to have Pim, who is flying the ship, please make me a piloting roll to see how well you can get close to Lockie. I believe your telekinesis is based on line of sight.
Yes.
So
Is that
I'm going
vehicle space? Or...
Vehicle space, yes.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna plug in as well because I think I might be able to do some internal software modifications to our ship if we do get struck.
I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Okay. You
I
launched out.
imagine Dimitri would be assisting.
What is the question?
Are you helping Pim pilot?
Pim,
Like,
I told Pim he would be better to fly through all this junk because
And then Pim told you because he relies on cameras, electricity interferes with cameras, so he needs your eyes.
I can only see out the main window. Like that's not going to help that much. But
I can't see it all if the electricity interferes.
well, fine then.
so I would say a roll of a 7 is probably good enough to keep you in decent line of sight to Lockie. So, Dr. Charles, please roll telekinesis. So basically, roll 2d6, add your wisdom and your score in telekinesis to try and do this precisely and well.
I got 8 on the die plus 2.
Okay, so you're standing up near the mirror. You reach out, and Lockie, just as you're like thundering forwards, like moving your hand in front of your face, interacting with like an interface to program your course, you feel yourself just go like you twist, and your like velocity and trajectory are just amended externally, and you feel yourself just going forwards.
He's just gonna over the intercom just go, thanks.
At that point, I'm just going to reply
He
with,
would know by now.
"You're an idiot."
Granted that you're taking too long.
You just went, I'm bored.
I
Let's do this.
actually agree with Lucky.
So now you are just thundering through space in this direction.
I thought we were heading towards the one that's on the plate. That one.
No, that doesn't have the
No.
tractor beam.
This was
Actually, it does.
It does, yes.
taking
It
too
does.
long.
It has a tractor beam. I said this.
Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, my bad. Lockie, which one were you going for? I may have just misthought.
The one with the tractor beam on the plate.
There's-
The one that we
there's-
were all saying that we're going to go for.
Okay, yes. So,
Okay.
so you're going about this way. Yes.
So
Flying
Charles
along
thought you were going
forwards.
for the other one and said you wanted to course to that instead.
No, I messed up. That's my bad. You are proceeding behind Lockie as you are just going like thundering through space, like fists out, going yeah.
I am Thor.
He's just Supermaning it.
Basically, yes.
What's it to Thor that you reference?
Just flying through space, and as you do, a
Should
bolt
bottom.
of
Okay.
lightning arcs up from this point
This is
on
why
the
you were
plate
meant to wait.
and just flashes across the skyline next to you. You're like, oh god!
Oh, if anything, he would be even more excited now.
Mhm. Oh god, oops.
Uh-huh.
I made a mistake. Wait, go
Oh, I
back.
am so glad I placed it right then at that point.
Yeah. So you kind of
I just shat myself.
that was actually a mistake on my part, so it's okay.
Tim has evacuated.
So you are just thundering along in this direction. Tim, can you make me actually no, just like more flying. You're skirting like somewhat over this debris and are able to like boost out small little space tubes to kind of arc your trajectory over this large chunk of machinery
Yeah,
and
banking. Yeah.
Can I roll a tactics to assist Lockie and just sort of talk to him over the comms?
yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, you can see better to read than I can from my point of view.
I'd be telling you to ping me in on that conversation so that I can gauge where I should be sending him. If
I'd
he...
be talking out loud in the bridge, so you'd hear it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and prep systems for if it does take an electric shock, with the number one thing of disconnecting all medical in case Lockie needs it.
Is it intelligence?
So- Intelligence, yes. At your current trajectory, this large piece of machinery is the last major obstacle before landing. So
8.
that should be okay. 8. Who else was assisting? I believe Darius was helping too.
No, I'm prepping our vehicle in case it gets an electric shock.
Fair enough. Roll a astronautic then to go about doing that.
I feel like Tazi would probably help him on that.
Yes, I feel like she would. So yes.
I
Let's see
can't
how.
roll for powering up and down things.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Yeah, sure. Like, if you're trying to just make sure things are turned off, that's fine. But if you're hit by something, it's going to be. I feel like just turning things off isn't quite enough if you get hit by lightning.
If you get, what I mean is, I'm going to try and write programs for the engine quickly, so if it does start having a power outage, it tries to recycle itself quickly and hack its
Then
way.
yes, that
the
would be
the other
convenient,
thing
yes.
that you could write is that if we do get struck, we've got a plasma beam particle cannon thing on the ship, yes?
Yes.
That needs energy. If we were to point it away from everything else and have it discharge if we get
fuck
struck
it.
by lightning, we're discharging the electricity somewhere else.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do that too. 'Cause why
Okay.
not?
One thing at a time. It's a good thing to consider exactly what lightning is made of and what it can make. Amusingly enough, plasma is at times a byproduct of lightning.
Plasma photons.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
that is
first,
the engine prep.
yep, you're just like aggressively typing away Cortaz as she goes. I have some last minute rewiring to do. Why didn't you warn me? She just starts running around. You can hear like banging and clattering in the background as she like hastily does things.
I just yell back. You know how Loki works. I mean, like, what do you want me to do?
She also rolled an 11, so she's on point.
All right.
It's all like,
And then
oh
I'll
my
try plasma cannons to set it off to fire in the direction opposite to Loki. If it
well,
needs to.
now it's back down to Loki's turn. Please make me a tactics roll with a +1 thanks to the advice from Catalina.
Ooh, that is 11, thanks to the +1.
Ooh, smashing! You with your conversation with Catalina and her in your ear, you use two of your bursts to do a quick hop and skip. So you maintain your velocity forwards, but then introduce downwards velocity, boost yourself up on a diagonal, and then basically halt that diagonal and then just keep on going straight. So it's like forwards, boost up, and then keep on going straight to just go over the piece of debris, which works quite well, and you continue along your trajectory. Pim, your flight was also quite good. You were able to skirt around the bolt and machinery. Shooting forward, you get to right here. Where would you place the vessel on your approach, Pim? Like moving forward about 4
Yeah,
spaces.
hang on.
Good music at the time. Okay.
Does
Well
that
then,
work?
that does indeed work. I'm gonna have to ask you guys to make some rolls for me.
I'm glad I started vehicle prep.
Mm-hmm. As the pilot of the vessel and the person assisting, can you please make me? Can both Pim and Dimitri both make me evade rolls? So roll a d20 and try to beat your evade DC.
Mine or the Molotovs?
Right, here we go.
I believe the ship has a save DC.
No, it doesn't.
So it's just the two of you, as you are both
Yeah.
in equal part.
It would be no. Can I reroll it?
No, it's just a skill check you can reroll.
It was 6.
17.
Okay, so that is 1 success and 1 fail. Let's go for some of this. Cool. Okay. The ship takes 4 points of damage.
And how much damage do I take?
How much damage do you take? Well, then you are going to have to make a tech saving throw.
Oh wow, that's unusual.
Ah, damn it.
It's finally come up. but it makes sense, no?
Yeah.
I'd ask that Alice roll it for me in front of everyone.
Good call.
I can do that. What do you roll? 2 or 3?
A d20.
Oh, a d20.
Yes.
Oh, it's a save.
Yeah, it's safe.
Okay. Oh, That is a good roll. Can you see it? It's a 19.
That is a damn good roll.
That's
Good
a
job.
19. I don't know if you
Okay.
can see it, but that's a 19.
So power courses through the ship. You did sustain damage from this bolt of electricity, but one successful roll was enough to avoid any compromising effects on ship systems. The surge of electricity dances across a lot of the major internal components of the hull. So those standing on the ship can see sparks bouncing inside the ship, going, "Oh God!" As this.
I feel like we're
discharge
having one of those
goes.
Star Trek moments where we're like, whoa!
Do
It's the Star Trek bump.
Do I need to make a save because I am metal?
You're
Unless
wearing
you were
rubber shoes.
actively touching a piece of the ship's hull, which I don't think you would be.
I mean, I'd be holding on to something, but that's...
The hull is the
Okay.
outside
I was
of the
going to
ship.
say, but that's inside the ship, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Make a luck save then.
You just had to open your mouth.
Well, I'm just
You're
honest.
like, have I got to make a save? I don't know. Do you? Well, it sounds like you want to. So yeah, roll a d20.
And then Catalina suddenly dies.
So, what if I roll what is my luck save?
It
Then
succeeds.
you succeed.
Oh, thank God, because I rolled an 11.
You grabbed a sensible part of the ship that wasn't the most conductive, and basically saw the sparks dance across the exterior, and were more or less okay. Lockie, you, as you're hurtling forwards, I feel like you have a rear camera in this suit.
I do
if
have
you
the
choose
Argus
to.
web, so
Yeah, so a small window opens up inside your HUD that shows the back of the Molotov get clipped by a bolt of lightning, and the left engine kind of sparks and splutters for a moment before it reignites and keeps on going.
I just realized the most horrifying thing that I forgot to mention.
What's that?
I turned off my drone control.
You did, yes.
Primal is free.
I'm well aware of
Shit, I didn't think about it.
that. Mm-hmm. Where would
I
you like
apologize
Primal?
to the-
so
to-
what you're saying is
True.
I'm actually the safest person.
You are. So, question: where did you leave Primal?
He would have been in the workshop.
Okay. Hey Pim, your chickens are in the workshop, yeah?
Not anymore.
No, they are not, because I
Are
had
they
to
not?
remove them from the workshop because of Catalina. If you
I
want to
believe-
know exactly where they are inside the vent inside Charles's room.
No, they're not. I would have noticed, and I would have killed them myself.
Mikhail, I'm pretty sure you were told to move the chickens from the workshop and then did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did.
Hmm.
I made a enclosure for them. I forget where specifically,
Oh.
but if you want to kill them, go for it. I don't mind.
I mean, this was not discussed, but basically at this moment, it's been about 5 rounds, and right now Darius is realizing, oh God, Primal! What about Primal? So that's a thing that you can also act on because you've got currently an unchecked piece of Savage VI prowling the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lockie, you proceed forward even further. You are now reaching the edge of this plate and are thinking, I'm going pretty fast. How am I going to stop?
Tumbling, yeah.
As he starts getting closer, and it looks like he's about to smack into something, I start to pull him back towards the ship to slow him down.
Okay. What would your response be, Lockie, to trying to slow down?
Lockie's responsible as he
Because
smacks up against
you-
the inside of his suit.
You wouldn't assume Dr. Charles could catch you, so I feel like
No.
part of your brain would just be thinking, what can I do?
Yes. So I still have another thrust left, don't I?
You've got 3.
So I would start reverse thrusting to slow myself down as well.
Okay.
And also ready my grapnel launcher to fire if I need it to
So-
latch on.
So you're coming in about 10 meters above the surface of this plate. Are you also going? Are you going to decelerate and drop, or decelerate and keep going to try and like grab onto the side of the ship?
Decelerate and drop to potentially, hopefully, magnetize.
Yes, you have magnet boots. Good call. So yes, make me one more tactics roll. Catalina, please roll to assist him as well if you are doing that still.
Yes, she most certainly is. Nope, she doesn't help this time.
Oh dear.
It's a 5 in total.
It doesn't matter because double 6. Boo, boo, boo.
Lucky.
So basically, you're so tactical. You prepare 2 options, and in terms of deceleration, and just as you are about to prepare the just you option, you feel a tug around your torso of being stripped of forward force by Dr. Charles, and you're like, okay, option 2 it is, and then you fire that one, and at a far more gentle pace, decelerate and come to a happy stop. It's still a pretty harrowing arrival though. So can you make me a deck saving throw to see if your landing is too rocky? It's not too fast, but you never know.
So you mean evasion save?
Oh yes, roll evasion. I
actually failed that one.
Okay. Yeah, you may be taking a little bit of damage from the impact,
That's all right.
but not too much. Let's go for like 2d4. That makes sense. Yes, you take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Kind of like trying to stick the landing, but your foot and knee gives way. You kind of buckle, tumble forward, and jar your shoulder against a hunk of rock. But
bugger me, fucked it.
Yeah. But aside from that, pretty decent launch.
You just went on a trip to destination fucked.
So you can like stand up, dust yourself off, and go, "Oh my god, I did it!" And Pim, your landing, it seems.
Well, that was a close one. I am feeling some pain from the lightning strike.
Pim, are you okay? Do you need me to check
I
you
think
out?
maybe he needs to check all his.
Who are you?
Oh shit.
Just kidding.
Don't give me a heart attack like this, Pim. Ay, 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 ay.
He's fine. There's plenty of electricity to get you started again.
So,
Ah.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Ha. Everybody out.
So based on where you are now, you can see. I should have prepared this sooner. Hang on. Turning on fog of war. Polygon reveal. How do I do this sensibly? Okay, so you have basically landed where you are.
Cool. Lucky we landed where we are.
External. Boop. Bippity boop. Don't mind me doing some prep I should have done before, because I didn't realize I would have needed to do this.
See? He
I hope
prepared for
you're
the
all-
options, but not anything else.
I hope you were all enjoying my song about the fact that I thought I was so prepared and high and mighty, but actually I was not.
Oh, sorry.
Ah,
Once
musical edition.
upon a time, he thought he'd prepared, but now he's only falling apart. Bamboozled again by this crew of amazing hearts.
That works. Okay. So, based on the way this large vessel has crash landed, you can see only one real point of entry, which is a side hatch partially submerged in rubble. So I'm going to acquire. So first question. You're all here. You've all landed. Some in a more exciting way than others. Who is actually going to attempt to board this vessel?
Me.
Oh, yeah.
Me in my Voyager, because that's what it's built for.
Okay.
Catalina will.
I will go
Okay.
out, but I will start lifting
rocks?
the rocks off the ship.
Okay. And Darius?
I'm figuring that we're breaking down the crew still on board the Gloved Molotov to just me, Nikolai, and extras, so I should probably stay.
So you are staying. Everybody else is going because Dimitri's going too.
Wait, hang on. So we got both pilots leaving this ship.
That's
Tons
a
of
good
reflection.
idea. I think I will stay.
Okay. So Dimitri stays. Okay. As the four of you are making your way down to the workshop, you can see that Primal is just like looming over this chicken coop with several scratch marks in the exterior, just going.
At that point, I'm basically gonna go on the comms and be like, Darius, you need to take care of your fucking dog!
Oh, fuck! And I flick back on my
Cyber.
drone control and try and reconnect and
Okay.
get up and start running down.
Now I'm going to have to ask you to make a tech to make a tech save to see whether or not you can reconnect before the chickens die.
Oh, don't do this to me!
Roll on cam.
Roll on.
It's a 14, which succeeds against the 9.
Okay, so as the rest of you are all going, oh, this could be bad. The Primal raises a claw, goes to slash, and just goes, I'm a good boy.
How heavy is Primal?
About 700 kilos you're looking at.
Yeah, like if a really big dog was entirely metal.
You thinking the cage is crushed?
You're looking at like the size of like hang on. Irish Wolfhound.
Might have been.
Copy.
It's
We're
like
going for
300
the
kilos.
deck 4 of the logistics ship. So there's a lot of rubble and debris around the outside, which again I didn't prepare for because wow, I'm smart. But yes, behold,
That is huge.
and this is the smallest deck.
Oh dear.
And suddenly Loki is actual right size.
Exactly.
I'm too
So-
small now.
Boy, yo.
This is
yeah.
this is a big ship.
I'd walk up and like start moving rocks out of the way.
Okay. So, easy enough to do with about a minute of effort to clear the debris.
Yeah, I'd definitely be helping with that as well.
Can I boot up our comms channel and try and connect with it?
To whom?
The ship.
Can we
This
scan the
ship.
ship for life signs?
There's not going to be anyone alive, but I mean, like,
How do you
try
know?
and take it over remotely.
Okay, roll
There might
a
be somebody locked in the brig in stasis.
roll computers, please.
I'm gonna say there are. Cold
Is
blood.
this hacking with a device? I presume so.
Yes. So you can roll 3d6. Oof, that's
That's
rough.
7 plus 4.
Jeez, yeah, okay.
So it's an 11.
You ping the vessel. Basically,
Oh,
you're
sorry,
like,
6
hey,
plus 4, so it's 10.
react this. Okay. You ping the vessel and get no response. It's like
I'd like to
actually,
do
like,
a
you try to ping the vessel,
actual.
but wait a second. You try to ping the vessel and don't it's like you go looking for Wi-Fi networks and just don't see anything.
Yeah, okay. I'll go over our
So-
comms. Hey, if one of you can get the ship's systems
Can't
booted
see
up,
an
I
option.
can.
Yes, Pim.
Sorry.
I'd like to use the Voyager to run a precursory scan just on this particular section. See if I can pick up any life signs.
In the meantime, Catalina's going to inspect
Okay.
the door and see if she can find a way to open it.
I made a mistake. Okay, inspecting the door. Oh, I made a dumb with that from the wall. Yes, make. It's probably not even gonna require a roll. As things are all open, this does look like an external airlock, and while the ship doesn't have any power, it does have an external override lever. So it's just pull like a panel open, and then just pull a big lever down enough, and then you can pry it open.
Okay. Once Pim gives the okay, she'll do that.
Yeah, Pim, your sweep roll. I mean, can you like? Did you have onboard sensors? I'm just gonna check the Voyager. You've got you have got a bioscanner on board and a nav comp, which does like mapping stuff.
Yeah, I assume as a
Initial-
Voyager, it would have that kind of capability because its whole purpose is to go out first and map out areas.
Yeah.
I
Initial pings from the immediate vicinity indicate no life signs.
have a logistical question. Is all the
Yes.
electricity in the atmosphere causing my eyesight to get choppy?
Well, I assume you are wearing a vaccine. I assume you all have vaccines on.
Yes.
Yes.
I just wasn't
Okay.
sure if that made a difference or not.
It
Probably-
protects from radiation, so yes.
And it'll probably also have a sun visor.
You may
Like, I just don't know if it'd cause interference, that's all.
So you might be able to feel like an extra static charge in your head, but
you might be struggling a bit with infrared, but aside from that, your normal vision is more or less okay. So you're gonna open the door.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I'd
pull out my
probably
void
walk up,
rifle as well.
put my bioscanner against the door to check that there's no air left in the ship.
That's a good call. There is not.
Okay.
It's been thrashed.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
it is safe to open. I don't want to be blown off this rock by a gust of air.
Good call. The door is cracked open, and you can see the interior of an airlock inside. Which way do you go?
Start heading towards the bridge would be the best option, I think.
Hmm.
Okay.
Will you get the black box recorder?
I mean, east or west?
Going east.
Okay.
East.
Going east, you find yourself inside a very, very large hangar bay.
Oh.
It's like very, very, very big.
Damn.
It looks like, just from a cursory look around, it looks like this space is probably built to accommodate like a cargo lighter, but that vessel is not physically present. Also, this checkered area is itself a cargo elevator that would lift up and take cargo from down here to the deck above. There also you can also see what looks like the doors to a large service elevator, and potentially access to another airlock on the opposite side.
And to be like, we might have to go the other way, and then start heading back.
Yeah, it's
Scanning.
it's pretty like dark and dim in here. Like there's no internal light at all. So basically, you're seeing all of this from like shoulder-mounted torches,
Catalina
just kind of
pulls out.
casting dim shadows.
Catalina pulls out her light bugs.
Ah, yeah, light bugs are cool.
Yep.
And I have more interesting light sources. So you check the other way. Reveal areas. You
I
see.
do believe I have 2 light bugs. glow bugs, sir.
Yes, reveal areas. In this direction, you can see what appears to be fuel scoops. Very, very big fuel scoops. Again, this entire room is lit very dimly from your own personal light sources, but this looks like a damaged fuel scoop system that may have taken some knocks on impact. There are 2 more doors leading further into the machinery, but you don't see any stairs or anything.
I'm going to head straight to those doors and open them up so that we can try and find a way to the next level.
Okay, proceeding through.
Are there any bodies?
Any bodies? Not that you can see around you immediately. Just looks very like creepily abandoned.
What's in this area here? Like, is there doors to go in there?
Hang on a second, I'm doing some trimming. Where?
Here.
Yes, these are like these dark blue sections are both doors to go into what appears to be an elevator.
Yes. Catalina will probably go check that out.
Okay. If you approach and pull it open, you see that it's the actual interior isn't there. And if you pull it open and glance up, it looks like the actual main interior of the elevator is like 1.5 stories up, but you do see an internal ladder that could be used to do maintenance to the inside of the shaft that you could use to go up and down.
I found a way up, but nobody turned the power on. I'm going to use the maintenance shaft. And she'll climb up.
So, and the 2 of you are going, ooh, what's in here? You both find quite similar looking, like, big Jeffries tubes. In here is things for, like, fuel and coolant flow. These sections seem to feed into this vessel's engines. Like, you're near the bottom of the engine. And if you pry open more doors, you literally walk into the underside of the engines. Like, it's a very, like, large, wide area with a curved floor that kind of bottoms out. And if you looked to the back, you can see out into space again. And if you look up, you can see several floors. The engine is, like, as tall as this vessel. It's, like, being about this big compared to the size of the entire ship. It's very big.
Can I see any other doors from where I am? Further
Any
up?
of the doors? That's a good point. Let's check the other levels of this vessel. Not on deck 3. Deck 2, also no. The answer, unfortunately, is no.
Okay.
This level is the only floor that has access to the engines from this perspective.
So there's no way to get to another level at the moment except for the elevator.
It seems that way, yes.
Yeah, I
will
think
walk
Lockie
back
would
to the
join
elevator.
Catalina in climbing up the inside of the elevator using his mag boots as well.
Okay.
I will jump on comms and say, hello, people on ship. What have you found?
An empty ship currently. Nothing else.
Does it have power?
No. Well, I mean,
No.
not yet.
Actually,
We
while I
should
was
not
looking
power it
in the
yet.
engines, did I find a space to install fission material to get the ship started?
You have not located the reactor yet.
Oh, okay.
I highly suggest not starting the ship up. We do not know what kind of damages have been done. If we were to start
No,
up the
I'm not-
ship, there's a
I'm not saying I want to start up the ship. I'm just saying, have I found the space where I would be able to start up the ship?
No, not yet.
We have extra power on the Molotov. We could perhaps run a cable across so you could have at least emergency lighting.
It's okay, I have glow bugs.
You have what?
Glow bugs. They are good light source, but they also stick to walls.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, you can proceed up to deck 3. without having to faff about with the elevator. Is that where you're going?
We'll go
Yeah,
up
I'll
there.
just follow up where Catalina's going.
Yeah.
But I'll just sort of float up.
Crawl on up. I actually haven't made deck 3. It's fog of war. Okay. And as you climb up, I'd say you're probably deposited into this room. Paste. And slide you over. So you climb on up, climbing up the shaft, that opens out into a room on the left of the shaft. And you're in what looks to be some kind of large workshop. It's got all of the same facilities as your workshop, just it's bigger, it's fancier. It looks like this place is decked out to be able to do things like assemble and work on whole vehicles. It's going to load soon, don't worry about it. It's a big image.
This is
Yeah.
a lot bigger than the workshop we currently have.
Yes.
Oh, this workshop would make me very happy.
Now you can just go over to this door and try to open it.
Catalina will go in the opposite direction.
Investigating that door, looking at it, this definitely looks like the place where you would install fissionable materials. It's got signage in what language would be spoken on board the ship? I think it's Arabic.
I have no idea what it says.
As Dr. Charles
Catalina
is
can read it.
just pretty hazardly just going through doors, Lockie is gonna step in front of him and just be like, for safety, how about you let me go through first?
Yeah. So there's signage on the door in Arabic, and also just symbols that indicate
Nuclear
caution.
material.
Catalina,
At that point, I just sort of like go up and be like, "We'll leave this door till last," and then turn
Mhm.
around.
Catalina can read it, and she will tell him what it says.
It says main reactor.
Oh yeah,
Caution.
that's the main reactor. You probably don't want to go in there.
Yes, not for a while. We need to go get some stuff from our ship first.
Duh.
So you are
Um,
both investigating forwards.
Lockie's gonna investigate the south.
South?
I
Okay.
guess we'll go in teams of 2 then.
Then I'll stick with Lockie because
Yeah.
that way
Oh, okay.
we've got one strong, one
Yeah.
science with each.
Forwards, very, very, very large
Jesus Christ!
hangar bay, like cargo bay.
Oh my
It
god!
looks very, very big in here. It's flipping huge. The ship has like 1,000 tons of cargo space. Just at a rough guess.
Damn.
And there are 2 side doors and one that leads to the front of the ship.
Are you moving your thing one square at a time?
Done.
Whoop, whoop. Pim, the port side door looks like it is a tube for interfacing with other vessels, like the same one you used on board Hotama's vessel. And there's one on each side. So they're basically non-hostile boarding tubes that can just extend out and allow you to interface with other vessels while in space. And
It appears
forward,
that this one has non-hostile boarding tubes. Yay.
Catalina, examining this one, you can read the signage on the door, and this says tractor beam.
Oh, looks like I found it, guys.
So, forcing your way through two heavy sets of doors, you find yourself in a room full of like battered machinery that is probably like the main bulk and body of the tractor beam components.
Found the tractor beam room.
Yes. Meanwhile, you guys were investigating this direction.
Yes.
I go, whoop. In here appears to be
Swimming pool.
the underside of one of this vessel's maneuvering jets. This appears to all be coolant, and there's a variety of machines and devices used to pass that coolant through the vessel. So it's not looking very full at the moment, but there's maybe like 1 to 2 feet of coolant like at the bottom of this engine, and you're kind of like at the edge of a gangplank and can look down into the coolant chamber. And there are also 2 more doorways to your north.
I look
and
at Lockie and
northwest.
go, which one do you want first?
Go with this one. Straight
Okay.
up.
Okay. You crack open the door.
I want to try and get a scan of as much of the inside of the ship as we can, see if it's salvageable or what's good. Argus Web will record it all.
Yeah.
Not at the moment. I haven't seen any damage that would say otherwise.
So
You might need to replace some of the coolant first, but
So this doorway also indicates radioactive behind here.
let's leave that one for later.
It's probably another door that leads
To the
into
main
the main
reactor.
reactor. But like the fact that there's no onboard ship power indicates that maybe the reactor's tapped.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell
bioscan
Charles to
to
go
be
for the
able
other door.
to-
I can go in there. The suit will protect me a bit against
The suit
some
will protect me
radiation.
as well for the most
Yeah.
part.
Like your suit should be fine.
Yeah. So we'll go through
Yeah,
that
short
door
term.
first, just to have a look at what the reactor looks like and see what
Check the
conditions it's
state.
in.
Okay. You crack it open. There's like a small, narrow airlock in here. So you step inside. Seals behind you. Door opens up ahead, and inside you see something a little bit unsettling. You can see the entirety of the reactor room, but floating in like near and around the reactor, you can see 2 roughly human-sized just like
Human-sized
happily jellyfish,
Huh.
just like happily floating around in space, going, it's like bouncing around,
I just sort of like
looking very happy with themselves. And Dr.
slowly.
Charles, before you can even make a move, you are stunned for the moment. Your mind is pulled back to the vision you chose not to look at, and seeing the like gentle sway of these tentacles underneath the jellyfish's body looks exactly like the vision you ignored, and you're kind of just like paralyzed at the moment, going. And they, seeing you, begin to move towards you. Surprisingly quickly. Roll initiative.
Ah! I was gonna say I like telekinetically like slam the door shut, but where did my dice go?
Do him and I need to make initiative
You also
rolls
need.
as well?
I
You
got
also
a
need to roll initiative.
Alright.
They got a 1.
I got a 6
Can you
as
roll
well.
for me, Ali?
Yeah. Do you want me to do it on camera?
Yes, like I could roll, but like I don't
Well,
like rolling.
I rolled
like
you
you.
a 3. I'm sorry.
That's
So-
fine.
And I rolled me a
So-
3, so it looks like we're going at the same time, buddy.
So
I only-
basically, over the comms, all you hear is Charles starting to go as he like
it's-
freaks out.
It's I don't get the +1 unless Pim's in the thing, is it?
Yes. Pim is the buff.
Yeah, that's right.
So yes. First is Lockie to act, and you
Um,
see these 2 jellyfish. You're like,
Seeing these things advance and seeing Charles react the way he did, Lockie is going to fire off a shot at the closest one.
okay,
So he's going to move in front of him and go to fire the shot.
sure thing. Left or right? Oh,
The right one.
I see right. Okay, please make an attack roll. Wait, what are you attacking with?
The Void Carbine.
Okay, it has an armor class of 5.
Alright. That doesn't matter because I rolled a 1.
Oh, buddy.
It seems
You-
that roll 20 is not the only one doing it.
you you bring out your rifle, take a shot, and just as you do, it kind of just goes and just like floats its way out of the way of your shot and just goes. Dr. Charles, can you please make me a mental effect save on your turn?
Pull out my sheet again because that's stupid.
It's 12, I believe.
Yes.
Is your save?
19.
You regain your composure and have the sense of mind to act on your turn.
I instantly wrap myself in a web of telekinetic energy, creating armor, and pull out a void rifle. Like, I pull out a rifle that looks exactly like Lockie's, because I'm like, he'll know the best gun to use in this situation. Bam! And I will try to fire at the one that's closer to us.
Okay, make an attack roll.
That's another
20 plus 5 for its armor class.
That's a 16 plus 3 plus 5, so yes, I hit.
That is definitely going to hit. Roll
What's the damage for a void rifle?
Ash?
Lockie?
Damage for the void rifle is... for the void carbine is 2d6.
2d6?
Okay, yep.
Yes.
2d6.
That is 6.
Okay.
4 and a 2.
It takes 6 points of damage. It seems relatively unfazed by this, but it takes the damage, and there's bullet holes in its blobby head, but it's still just floating along, getting ever closer towards the both of you, ominously. Would you like to move at all?
I imagine yes. I imagine Loki,
Okay.
like, I want to move back, but I don't want to move out of range of the things just in case. I will move to there because I can still shoot at one. If I do.
Okay. Catalina, I imagine your turn is spent running.
Yep, I hear over the open comms, Dr. Charles blubbering.
Having a bit of a moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I hear
Now we're realizing,
then I hear gunshots, so I run.
and now we can see the downside of having such a massive vessel. That's as far as you can run if you spend your entire turn running.
That's fine. She spends her entire turn running and shouting, I don't know what's wrong, but something is wrong. Making sure that the people in the Gloved Molotov know as well.
Indeed.
Yeah, in that case, I'll go, fuck. All right, then, we'll be there. And I'm going to start prepping to go as well.
Okay. Roll initiative.
I don't have anything to roll it against, so I can't.
Just
I need
roll
a
a d8.
Oh, okay. I thought I needed a token to do that, but...
Why have I been moved?
Because I did.
I was gonna
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
run directly to the elevator and then climb up another level.
I got a 1.
Oh, okay. You got a 1? Okay. That works. You act at the same time as the jellyfish. So, Pim, your turn.
I'm gonna attempt to get back to the elevator so I can go up another level.
Okay. At your full speed, you can make it to about here on your turn.
Fair.
Okay. Next up, it is the Bias jellyfish. They blub their way towards Lockie, get to either side of him, and they both make attacks against him. What is your armor class, Lockie?
It is 0. No, sorry, I don't have my shield, so it's 1. It's 1.
Okay. Armor class of 1, 2 attacks. Oh! They both hit.
Oh, nice.
What?
I rolled a 15 and a nat 20.
Damn!
They have they've got a +5 to hit. Wow! I feel dirty, but yeah, that just happened. So,
Yeah, that...
they both blub their way towards you. One of them grabs onto...
Remember,
Actually...
Ash, you have your ability Veterans.
as they both like blub towards you and grab onto you, you feel their tentacles wrapping around the like one around your arm and torso, and one around your leg and hip, and they both begin to crush you. And as they do so, you see a very alarming thing. The readout on your HUD that indicates available power is very, very rapidly dropping.
I figured that might be the case.
So you will be taking damage damage from them crushing you, but they are also draining the power from your suit.
That's bad.
The first one was 8 points of damage. Goddamn. The next one is 2 points of damage. So you take a total of 10.
I will use my veteran's luck on the 8 points of damage one.
Okay. So you take 2 points of damage total, and your suit is now only at 50% power.
Yes.
Each one drained about 25% of your suit's power supply.
Alright.
And they basically just spend their turn happily blubbing along. Next up, Lockie, it's back to you.
Alright. Would I be able to draw my sword and slash with it in the same motion?
For you, of course.
Okay. Then I will attempt to do so to try and sever one of them off me.
Pull forth your sword and go. Attack roll, please.
Alrighty. Now, what was
Don't
that AC
roll a
again,
one.
sorry?
5.
That is a 23.
God damn. Okay,
So I
that's
hit finally.
that definitely hits. Please roll damage. I'm
And
guessing-
is 1d8.
I'm guessing against the previously damaged one.
Yes. Yeah. Rolled that off the table. And that is 9 damage.
Ooh, solid hit.
This is 1d8 plus 1.
This one looks very, very unhealthy as you severed like most of its tentacles off, and it kind of just like blobs backwards in fear, and the ones wrapped around just kind of like slop off and fall to the ground, not being held to you anymore.
I'm also going to call out draining power. Careful.
Right.
And that's
Okay.
it for my turn.
Dr.
Nothing else
Charles,
I can do.
it's up to you.
I'm gonna have to move.
Mm-hmm.
Do I try and take the one that's attached to him, or do I shoot the one that's not attached anymore and try and take it out so it can't reattach?
Question.
If I take that one out, at least then the max they can take is 25%, yes?
In theory.
On a note, what power cells does your suit take?
It requires a B to fully recharge it.
It's power
Bring it
armor,
up.
yes?
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Cool.
Type A power cell for 24 hours of operation. So actually,
Cool. I have
I can
some
actually
spares of
recharge
that.
I was gonna say, I have 5 as well, so I can actually recharge it pretty easily.
So I'm going to try and shoot the one that's looking worse for wear.
Cool. Sure thing. Make an attack roll.
So it's plus 5, yes?
+5.
That's a 16 again.
Damn. Okay. Roll damage.
Nice.
So we're doing well.
Yeah. Just don't roll badly, and it's probably dead.
You say that now, I'm gonna roll badly, man.
You jinxed it.
Got a 5.
Exactly.
Not bad, it's mid-range.
Exactly damage.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. You bring the rifle up, go, and it like the bullets cut up through the center of it, and it just like stops having the wherewithal to hold itself together, and just collapses to the ground.
While that happens, I'm going to call over comms and shout, to Dimitri and Darius, stay near the ship, watch out for the jellyfish. Just in case some start going for our ship. Because like we found them in the reactor room. We know what they're doing. So yeah, you all of a sudden hear Charles over the radio say, stay near the ship, watch out for jellyfish.
Did you hear that, Darius? Charles seems to be going mad. He's talking about jellyfish.
I heard it, but I'm electing to ignore it.
He is not lying. I suggest you do as he says, lest I jettison all coffee and vodka into space.
Ah, good luck with that.
Well, Darius would also have still access to my live feed of the Argus web.
Yep.
Unless that actually might get interrupted due to the jellyfish.
The jellyfish?
So
They would have
jellyfish.
spotted him
You can
first
see.
before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a pretty grainy feed, just because there's some interference by the lightning. But yeah, it's visible at this range. Absolutely.
Alright.
Okay. Dr. Charles did some.
Do I need to ask Darius to check the feed? Or is he actually watching it? Darius?
Sorry, guys. I've been doing my best, but I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm trying to compose myself, but I can't. I've got to pee me back.
Go.
Real life problems.
I think the crew would trust Charles and Lockie enough to know that they're not inventing stupid shit up.
Yeah, but like we expected this to be an empty ship, and suddenly he's blabbering about fucking jellyfish. I'm like, why would there be jellyfish
Alice.
on a dead ship? Like,
What?
Log into the GM account and put a grav tank in the ship.
I could. But also, it'd be easier for you to do that, Ash.
Yeah,
I do have it.
Annoying Charles because I'm bored.
I do have to.
You could still send Primal out. He doesn't need oxygen.
This is true.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I was going to send him anyway.
But we need some people on the ship to be able to fire at jellyfish if they come for our ship. Because if we lose power to both ships, we're fucked.
No, maybe.
I mean, it's energy. It doesn't
Maybe
need
I won't be,
fish
because I could telekinetic my way back
material.
to
So as
whatever
long as
his
you turn the
face
ship's
is.
Generator off, it's fine.
No, talking about the fact that we're surrounded by electricity. Like, you just have to
Yes,
pick it
but
up.
none of it's usable in a reactor. We
You're
won't
very
hold the
scrambled.
charge very long. Not enough to make a spike drive jump.
Doesn't need to make spike drive jump. Just need to go to the sun.
And that's if you've got enough power to make it that far.
Depends on how it fucking charges power anyway.
Creepy fucking jellyfish fucks.
Oh yes, a nice.
We would have
square
got prior
that's
warning for this had I gone to and looked at that fucking tentacle dream.
I was at the point where my kidneys were hurting, so appreciate my dedication to you guys. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, good. Take care of yourself.
We
Yes,
may have snuck a grav tank onto the board somewhere.
Did you really?
No,
it.
but I
He's drawing
could have.
squares.
Okay, so, Dr. Charles, you did the pew-pews. Did you want to move at all?
I'm gonna just move back here so that one's still in range, but
Mhm.
also keep an eye out for any others that I might see.
Okay. Next up is Catalina. You are hearing the chatter on comms, which is just, oh my god, watch out for the space jellyfish.
Catalina, being Catalina, will try and run to their rescue. She will just
Indeed.
bolt to them. So I'll spend my turn running.
There.
Where? Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Pim. you are at the elevator shaft. Now, at this point, the elevator is like, it's like, well, you approach. It'll take your action to pry open the door because it's pretty involved. But when you open it, the shaft is half occupied by the elevator. So like from about nose height up is the actual floor of the elevator. And then the rest of it just goes up into the shaft.
Cool. I'm going to climb onto that platform.
Yep, with the rest of your movement, you can probably pretty easily pull yourself up into there, and then you can see more doors. Like the way it's configured, you can like climb up into the shaft, turn around, pull open the other doors, and then climb up onto that level.
Next turn, I'm going to do that.
Indeed. Next turn you can do that. Before we cover jellyfish, Darius, a question: where on the Gloved Molotov would you have been doing all of your like comm stuff and tracking the party?
Well, I got told to head back down into the workshop, so I would have still been there, because I don't think he would have. Because I had to head to the workshop to get Primal.
Sure. So if you're in the workshop, it would probably have taken you about. Oops, wrong one. One. No.
But I would have sent
that
Primal
one.
ahead and basically just uploaded Lockie's feed to him and said, "Find Lockie, kill anything that isn't a Gloved Molotov member."
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the only entry point into the ship is about 100 meters from the Gloved Molotov.
Yep. But I imagine Primal would be moving a lot quicker than I am.
Primal is faster than you, yes. Check his stat block, which you now have access to, by the way.
Right, I did too.
Yes, I think I set his speed at like 15. Yes, so he can cover about 30 meters around if he does nothing with that.
Yep. So he's
Which
just
means,
gonna,
yeah.
he's just going to sprint ahead to try and get to Lockie because it's following his Argus Web's path.
It'll take him 4 turns to get on board the ship. What are you doing during that time?
I guess I'm going to boot up our scanners because I probably would have turned them off and try and check for life signs other than what we know exists.
Yes. Your previous scans will have been pulse, brain, organs. Not quite so with this opponent. So yes, you begin the boot up, which you can take care of on your subsequent turn. So Primal is just running across. Dimitri, are you going to be doing anything while all this is occurring?
No, I'm just sitting on the ship watching the cameras.
Okay, you are seeing through Lockie's feed these weirdly large, ominous jellyfish just floating around, grabbing onto him and crushing him.
I meant more like the ship cameras, so the outside of the ship.
Oh, okay. Well, can you please make me a perception check?
Yes.
With wisdom.
That's not going to give me anything. What is perception? So that'd be 6.
6? Okay, you're like bouncing through feeds and checking what's nearby. You can see appearing just over a rise to the rear of the ship, kind of the southwest of the ship, near the rear of the engines. You can see that there is like a semi-consistent bolt of energy jumping from this plate to another plate next to it. Kind of like a weird way of them being connected. And as you're kind of glancing back in that direction, you see that kind of deviates for a second. It goes from pulsing in that direction. It kind of stops arcs up and then impacts the ground next to itself. And as it impacts, you can see 4 jellyfish just appear out of the lightning and start blubbing their way towards the ship.
Hey, Darius,
Yo,
there appears to be blobby jellyfish things behind the ship.
use the guns or take off and get the fuck out of here. We should probably leave them where they are and deal with it later.
Like,
Might
what
I
possible-
suggest?
No.
Pim, you're a bit preoccupied.
Pim is a supercomputer intelligence thing. I'm sure he can split his mind in 2 different directions.
Just take off. It's better
yeah.
that we leave. At least that way we'll get our ship out and we can trust them to get the other one. I'm sending
No,
in.
we need the materials on the ship to get this ship up to take off.
Didn't you take it with you?
No,
No, they're not.
we had to find out where the reactor was
Reactor.
first.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell Nikolai just toss them off and leave them outside, and then we'll go.
We could just take off, like, hover maybe 3 meters above ground.
I mean,
Maybe-
they're jellyfish. They float as well.
Yes, but float is different to fly.
Okay. Can we just do something, Nikolai?
No.
Dimitri? It doesn't.
So
oh, I threw dice on the floor. How about we just park ourselves on top of the freaking thing?
Done.
The cruiser.
okay. You fire up the engines and take off up and leave the jellyfish in your wake. You'll be able to land on your next turn.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it's the turn of the jellyfishes, or the singular jellyfish at this stage. It's still grabbing onto Lucky, and as it's giving him a very tender hug, the tentacles continue to reach around to the back of him and find his B-type power cell on his back. And then it begins to attempt to crush you again with much bigger. You of course, are like fighting it off, trying to avoid being crushed. And your arm is also good, so. That's a natural 19, so unfortunately you're being crushed again, Lockie. What is happening?
It happens.
These guys love me. And I
Well,
love you,
apparently
guys.
they love me.
They do love you, so you're going to be taking some damage.
Obviously, you just want to kill Loki because you're sick of everyone being alive.
You take 6 points of damage, and your B-type power cell drops in terms of its internal charge by 25%.
They're going after Vesuvius, the bastards.
And as it drains from the much larger power source, you can see it's like jellyfish head, kind of like the weird space, the mushroom shape kind of begins to like pulse with energy as though it's feeding. Like one of those weird plasma balls. Its head is looking like that now.
Okay.
And Lockie, it's your turn.
I'm going to try and cut it in half, thank you very much.
By all means, please make an attack roll. I'm a classifier.
That is hard to read. Oh, that's actually critical. Critical hit.
Nice. This system doesn't have crits in combat.
I
unfortunately,
know,
but
I know.
You
but
definitely do hit. Yeah, roll damage.
Yeah, boy.
D8 plus 1, alright. Stab.
And that is only an 8 that time. One less.
Still pretty damn good. Swan's looking not too pleased, but is still doing its best to hang on to you because you're delicious. You just taste really good, my dude. Tasty, juicy power. Yes. Okay, next job. Dr. Charles, you are seeing Lockie continuing to be short.
I am going to like walk up and sort of like put the barrel right against the jellyfish so I don't risk hitting Lockie himself, and I'm just gonna fire.
Okay, make an attack roll, please.
18 that time.
That is definitely going to hit.
Nice.
Roll me some damage.
I like actually having pluses to my attack rolls now because it means I actually hit things.
Yeah, it's nifty.
I mean, I've got a lot of pluses, and it doesn't matter. I still do things.
You
Be a good roll.
you hit that
11.
11
That's a
damage. Damn, that's really good. It was almost enough to kill it.
Damn it!
Okay, so it is barely hanging on to life and barely hanging on to Lockie, but it's still hanging on, and its head is still buzzing with energy. Are you gonna stay put or move?
I'm gonna stay put for now.
Okay.
Um,
Catalina.
Looking into the room, can I see anything further down?
Further down, not quite from where you are, but you do. I'm going to say from where you are, you can see flashes of lightning, like bouncing off some of the interior walls from where you are, which to you does indicate that the opposing door is actually open.
Right.
And as you saw upon landing, that side of the ship doesn't have an engine anymore, so it's open to space.
Oh no. At that point, I'd be like, over the comms, guys, if we're taking this ship, we need the radioactive materials for the reactor down here now.
Interesting. Okay. Catalina, running?
Running.
Running, and running, and... You just run forwards. This door is open. So...
She wants to make sure that her friends are okay.
You can... If you do nothing but run, you can make it to their next turn.
That's fine.
Okay. Pim, your turn. As an action, you pry open the next set of doors and find yourself on the deck above. I get to do a fun thing now.
Oh dear. That means it's bad for us.
Yay!
I'm gonna set this as hidden again, but do some tactical reveals. No, reveal areas. As you pull open the doorway, you can see a hallway.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
I don't think you're ready for this fish. I'm now going to show specifically Pim. Deck 2. So you've used your action and like half of your movement to jump out, and you are in a hallway.
Going straight.
Forwards. Okay. You probably can't move that far. You probably end your turn around here, and you see that you are walking past what looks like lifeboats. Some have been launched, some are still in their mountings. That is your turn.
Okay,
Jellyfish. Back to the players at hand. Jellyfish is gonna keep on making sweet love with Lockie. What was your armor class again?
1.
I rolled a 14 plus 5 for the attack bonus, plus 1 for your armor class. So that's another. What is happening?
Should have brought my shield.
Maybe you should have bought the shield. 2d4, that is 6 more points of damage, and your B power cell from Vesuvius is now at half power. And this thing is looking very, very well fed. Its plasma ball head, though damaged, is now just emitting a pretty solid amount of light just from the power.
It's gonna be looking dead soon.
Yes, I anticipate it's gonna die pretty quickly. So yes, roll.
AC of 5. So that is just a hit on 20.
Okay, you don't even have to roll. It's on 1 hit point. It dies.
I was going to say, had I rolled a 12, it should have been dead.
Correct.
I rolled, well, you can't see it, but I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. You slice it up 3 times back and forth, and it just basically, as you slice it up, there's like arcs of energy bouncing across your monoblade and across the nearby machinery as the amount of power it was storing just discharges in the space nearby.
Bugger me.
Yes.
At this
point, I quickly look down here.
Okay. You poke your head down that direction.
I'm going to start running diagnostics on the suit to see
if there's any damage.
More if there's any, because it was crushing me, if there is any breaches.
Yes, fair enough. You check it for breaches. I will quickly circle back up to the Gloved Molotov because it was being moved. So, Dimitri, can you please make me a vehicle space roll to see how well and gracefully you are able to put the ship down?
Sure.
Because you are rushing this, I expect.
7.
Okay, that is just good enough. It doesn't feel the most comfortable being on board the ship as you set down, but the ship itself is fine. So the inhabitants, you drop it down. I'm going to bring you over to the exterior shot, because I can do that. Now you see this. Slide it on over. Where exactly are you positioning it? Because, like, if you park it here, you are partially on top of the hydroponic section. If you park it here, you're on top of less fragile components. No, I mean, it's a ship. It's got a hull. It's probably fine. But yeah, where exactly are you parking it?
Probably whatever the flattest looking area is.
Flattest looking area? Probably the front, honestly. Just considering it gets pretty bumpy towards the top. So yeah.
Sure.
Drawing. So you land on like a 15-degree angle tilting forwards, but are able to put the ship down, no problem. Okay, at this point, for Darius, Primal is also just sprinting along, is now about halfway towards the ship. And Dr. Charles, as you poke your head down the side of Deck 3 and investigate beyond.
If we're parked, I'm going to start putting on a vac suit as well to get out, get on board this ship, and get the fissionable materials to carry it on.
Okay. Dr. Charles, as you're standing there and looking down the hallway, you can see an arc of lightning leap up from the floor, and it carries with it 1, 2, 3 more jellyfish.
At that point, I'm like,
rubbing their way forward.
We're not getting the ship.
And that's where we're going to end.
Ah! Man, I didn't even get to
What are you
them.
talking about? We're just about ready to take off. Pim's going for the control room. We just got to get the fishing material there. And Primal's about to come help you.
It's taking 3 hits with me and Lockie.
I'm only using my sword. I could use a better weapon.
Yeah, but it's also the
It's
reactor room. We can't damage
Fine.
the reactor.
Catalina isn't doing anything at the moment. There's no issues.
It's fine. Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
she's 2 turns away from arriving at the reactor room as well. You've parked the Gloved Molotov on top of this thing, which means, actually, hang on, I'm going to check and see if there are any visible points of entry that would be seen from the top of the ship.
I'd be able to see that the door's open, right?
Sorry?
I'd be able to see that the door's open and leads out into space where the rubble is, because it squashed the engine. I would have sent a ping to that area saying, there's an entrance here that leads right into the reactor room.
Cool.
Type thing.
Just checking, on the very nose of the ship, there are 2 airlocks. So, like, right here, there's 2 airlocks that
Can't
you can
see
just,
it
like,
anyway.
walk coordinate. It's fine. You're pretty close to 2 airlocks that can grant you access to deck 1 of the ship. So, yeah.
Sure.
Not bad, guys. How are you liking the new ship? Fun, right?
When it's not infested with scary jellyfish, then sure.
It's just a bit of a fixer-upper.
I'm just going to tell Nikolai to take off. Sorry, Dimitri. There's no reason.
Dimitri.
Just take off. Just leave.
It's
The only problem is if you do that and you get struck by lightning, then you're fucked.
And so are you. Ah.
Oh, not so much me.
yeah, but someone's got to bring the material inside, so I'm going to have to do that, and you're going to have to deal with jellyfish in the meantime.
Or,
Because we
here's,
can't
here's the
leave the
thing.
ship.
Why don't we just kill the jellyfish as they come?
That's what I'm saying. You guys defend
Right.
it. I'll get the fishing and stuff.
What we need is just to equip everyone who can use it with a spike thrower.
Well, there's only 2 people who can use it.
Isn't that a heavy weapon?
No.
Oh,
It's a shotgun, basically.
It's just projectile.
Yeah, projectile weapon.
I am
So,
I can use this.
proficient in energy weapons and melee weapons.
Yeah, you can't use
primitives.
a spike thrower. At least not well.
Something
Not
tells
against
me your
something with an
stun
armor
weapon
class of
isn't
5.
going to be very useful against the
Yeah, good point.
jellyfish.
Stun weapon.
jellyfish.
I mean, I'd be using my
Jellyfish.
plasma projector against the jellyfish.
I have 0 in.
Oh, that would be hilarious. It's like, you like lightning? Try having corrosive lightning, power, energy, whatever the fuck.
You shoot it, it goes, nom.
Yeah,
Sorry,
pretty
I'm
much.
blabbing.
What, plasma? Oh.
Yeah, who knows?
Probably.
I mean, I do.
But she
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
know that.
These jellyfish are basically Kirby. Alright.
Alright,
I'm gonna
so-
go
Who are we
fast
rating?
now.
Yeah,
Who
who
we
are we
rating?
rating?
Nice!
I'm not on Twitch.
There's Tavern
Oh.
Crawler, Wisdom Saves,
What
Games
about-
Lab,
Nerds of the West.
Game
It's
Stormers are
cool.
active as well.
Oh, nice.
and Game Stormers, which are just chatting.
Oh.
They're watching Back to the Future.
Oh, are
What?
they?
Yes.
So,
Definitely
so
a
the
Christmas
story is that Barry has never actually seen Back to the Future. So every year, at this time, which is the day that Chris found out that Barry had never watched it, Chris makes him watch it.
Aw. Fair enough, actually. It's a great movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
Yes, jellyfish.
So who are we rating?
Ah.
Let's go Game Stormers, because I like Back to the Future.
There we go.
Well, they're not watching it on
Yeah,
the stream.
but-
They're watching it on Netflix, but
Nerds,
they've got a timestamp so you can watch it with them.
Nerds of the West is playing Cthulhu Saves Christmas, and that kind of makes me excited.
That is more flavorful, though.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
I'm quite okay with that.
Sure, let's give that a go.
Okay. Well, we will be back next week for the continuation of a multi-cruiser level pew-pew extravaganza. You've got Dimitri at the helm of the ship being at risk of being struck by lightning, and people are just going to do some stuff. So yes, we will be back next week with more nonsense.
the level of frustration I feel at there being combat and not actually being able to participate.
I'm terribly sorry,
Chris.
but you did choose to do a party split, so you know.
I know.
We just headed to the power sector.
Should have just
Okay.
taken my motorcycle and ridden it across the
Yes, let
Yes.
us do the raid because Michaela
Yes.
is knackered.
Yeah, you look.
And he needs to
You know what?
pass out.
Nick is also knackered. I'm also knackered, so you know.
Hmm.
Guten
And I've got
Tag,
long
and
days.
thank you for coming along, guys.
Good night. Auf
Very
Wiedersehen.
well,
Ta-da.
boys.
Das
See you
Vidania.
next week.
La good much.
Night night. See you later, fellas.
If I had known there would have been combat, I would have come